Mine sveinar heime ved og gjøy med det gulleballe, de andre seks på Heidingland og gjøy med det Jan I Kalle. Vi det ut av Franklandet med dyre.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Blades and Blasters, and welcome back to Paladin Warriors of Charlemagne, our Paladin campaign. This is chapter 4. Chapter 4, and with us tonight we have Waterplet playing Samson of Verdun. We have William, played by Sim, and we have Renier Legris, played by Tet Knack. And we're going to get it started here. Change the music up a little bit.
I gotta jump into Sirenscape.
Yeah,
I'm
me
sorry.
too.
I'm not in the Sirenscape. I'll stop everything.
Jesus Christ!
I was in there.
I can never remember what my password is.
We got Walter. We got Sim.
Give me a moment.
There we go. Should be able to hear.
Oui.
Music. Oui. Very good.
Oh,
Hey, and if the lighting's messed up, tell me, because I had to go and change it to the new lighting system so everything worked. All right, introduction. We're going to move on to early spring 768. Here we go, boys. Early spring 768 AD. As the winter thaws over Franconia and green again rises from the earth, dozens of lords and ladies travel to Bastogne. For after the Battle of Rome, there is much to celebrate, and the Duke of Ardennes has summoned all his manor to hold court and council, followed by a feast for the ages and a special guest. Alas! This evening, Prince Charlemagne is set to arrive and give honor and glory to those who stood by his side in Rome. As the herald proclaiming the feast said, "Hear ye, hear ye! All ye may be summoned to Duke Terry's abode this 23rd of March in the year 768 of our Lord. For our God has smiled upon us and has blessed the Duke's house with glory to the highest. Join his lordship and his most beautiful and esteemed bride, Rashilda of Hainaut, as they hold court, followed by feasting and the attendance of Prince Charlemagne himself." And as the scene opens, it is mid or early morning. Hopefully you can see that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you are all together or apart, riding in with your retinue and your horses into Bastogne, en route to Duke Terry's palace or abode for court and council, followed by feast in the evening after Charlemagne arrives. I'll let you take it away.
Renee has been at his keep in Edelbrook over the winter. It's spring, right? That's what you said. It's springtime. March. Yep. So early spring. He's been in his keep with his new servant, making sure everything is just so. And he's not been doing too much besides doing some training on his off time. He does have a plan for what to do in the spring, particularly after this feast, and he is looking forward to speaking to his friends William and Samson again to enlist them in his plot for riches and plunder. That's it.
Samson had to ride in from Verdun to make it to Bastogne, traveling north. The winter had been good to him. He had spent lavishly on himself, the care of his horses, and had welcomed a new member to the family, his bastard son Magnus, nicknamed Magnus the Red for the shockingly bright red hair that donned his little head. A child that he had had with Susanna of the Field shortly before embarking across the Alps to fight against the Saracens and other pagans in Rome. He rode into town with his retinue in a much finer livery than they would have last seen him. Very cloth of silver, cloth of gold, a bear skin on his shoulders of a very elegant cape, the trappings on his horse of a very fine quality, something that the commoner would only dream to wear. And as he makes it into town, he sees his friends. He seems larger than the last time he met the two. A growth spurt from perhaps all the fine food he had eaten over the winter, fattening him up. But he sees Rainier and, it is good to see you, my friend. How has the winter treated you? And how is your new slave? Has she worked out for you?
Renee smiles and nods. She does quite well at keeping the manor clean, and just so. And he gives like a kind of a okay sign a bit with his hands and says, "How about you? How is your boy? I heard that your bastard was born."
Indeed he was. He is quite hale. He has the looks of me, which shows he is blessed by the gods, and he is doing quite well, though. It seems sometimes the only things that stop his cries are the milk from his mother's breast, which he nourishes like a rabid wolverine. Tell me, did you see much of William this winter?
I did not. I believe he has sequestered himself with the Lord. You know how he is. After the Battle of Rome, it was a trying time for him, I believe.
Yes. He is quite the most holy of us three, for sure. But tell me, what happened to you? Besides welcoming a child, also am now the warden of one of my relatives, young and without the proper tutelage or steward to manage his affairs. I have been appointed until he comes of age.
Bo, has my sister been named abbess of that place yet?
Not quite yet.
Yeah. Oh, not much that I know of. Just relaxing and planning for the spring. Which once we do find William about, I want to speak to you about that. As I had mentioned before, it is time for us to make our wealth as knights.
That is true, but there are only two ways. Raid and plunder, and marrying a very wealthy heiress. Tell me, what did you have in mind?
Well, marriage might be down the road for me, Samson, but for now, I can trust on my skills with my spear and my horse. I think plunder would do nicely, and we can start with your favorite neighbors, the Saxons.
Taking them as slaves would be something I'd be most akin to joining you on, though we must first see what our princes have in store for the campaign season. Perhaps they will decide an all-out invasion of the Saxons is in order.
Perhaps, but if not, we can ask their blessing and cut them in on the take. I'm sure Duke Theory will be most happy to do this, and with William's charming tongue, perhaps we can get him to talk on our behalf.
Indeed, if I get my lord's permission, I will be happy to attend this raiding party.
And then almost not like on cue, William comes strolling by and he has a goblet in his hand with some wine. And he looks over at his friends, takes a drink and smiles. Ah, Samson, Renier. Long time no see.
You look healthy, William. How have you been this winter?
I've had a pretty good time. I would say that I ate some food, frolicked with the ladies, spent some time with the Lord. Tell me, how's your boy?
Ah, good. He'll be wielding a sword in no time. Magnus is quite strapping. I think he will be almost as impressive as myself and my father when he comes of age.
Well, that'd be a sight to behold. And you were near. How was your winter?
Much of nothing. Just keeping the manor nice and clean. Planning for this spring, as I was telling our good friend Samson here, that we might ride out and take slaves this spring and bring bountiful treasures to us so we can tithe to the Lord, of course.
But of course, tie it to the law and to thy land.
What do you think? Now that we are knights, we have some control of our own destiny. If Prince Charlemagne or Duke Theory do not wish to make open war this year.
Yeah, even if they decide to make open water, there'll be room for the small incursion, I'm sure. And I'm sure Duke Daddy would allow me to go. And I might even speak on your behalf.
Well, you do have the silver tongue.
Yeah, well, not only the silver tongue, but the Lord's blessings at times.
Yes, I did feel the Lord touch my spear when I drove through those barbarian I just did it. Saracens.
Ah, yes. Well, perhaps they should stay out of the holy city.
I agree. But now I wonder how this alliance with the Lombards holds. They did not perform admirably.
Well, this I agreed on. I feel that they were lacking during the battle, and I don't think it's just because of the one person. I think it's their whole entirety. I don't think they'd respect our...
They will indeed have to pay a penance for their cowardice. If it wasn't for us leading the counterattack and you helping out our Lord Prince Charlemagne, I'm sure things could have gone much worse.
Well, if they'd were, there would have been more glory as we had to attack again. But the Lord saw that enough of us has died to push the citizens out of Rome.
I feel like I could take on the entire Saxon horde by myself. After this winter, I am itching for a fight.
Well, perhaps we should make haste. We may be able to pick up on some of the plans that they have that they want for us this summer. I'm sure there will be some wars to be fought and battles to be won. So we must be able to plan between. But a good practice bout with some Saxons, well, you couldn't hurt nobody.
Except them.
Indeed. Come, let us get a drink before all the festivities begin and royal pronouncements.
Yes, yes. Right ahead of you, and he holds up his goblet that he's been drinking for the whole day.
We just got here. It isn't fair that you're ahead of us. We'll have to catch up.
Indeed.
And as you walk in through the front gate of the city, there are several guards out front, a couple of them more richly adorned than the others. You may know these as the Gate Knights and Tower Knights of Bastogne, and no doubt you would have probably seen them during one of your other trips. And as you kind of ride through on your horses up from the gate tower, Adelhart calls down to you. There they are! The 3 humble squires, now entering this town as Sir Samson, Sir Aenir, and Sir William for the first time. Welcome! Welcome back to Bastogne. Duke Thierry has been looking forward to you, and all of the other new knights of this realm. Word on the street is that you served well in Rome, no?
Aye. We were triumphant in Rome. You look over at Samson Rainier.
We succeeded where the Lombards failed in both our duty to our Lord and to our God. We helped save the Pope and the life of Charlemagne.
Very well, he calls out. You down there below, peasants and commoners alike, farmer and blacksmith, weaver, cobbler, barrel maker. Alas, before you, new knights of Ardennes and Samson, or of Ardennes and Samson of Verdun. And they all kind of give you a kind of a clap as you kind of roll through the city. Can you guys each give me heraldry?
Oh, God.
I'd prefer not to.
I'm trying to give you guys a chance to
I know.
increase that stuff. The only one you pick up, so there are lots of as you kind of roll into the city and everybody's cheering you on, and there's even like some flower petals being thrown from the windows as you enter into the town, and there are banners hung up along the main causeway of the city. Only one you recognize is are 3 black boars on a field of white, and you know this is Duke Thierry's house coat of arms. He's also known as the Boar, just because his personality is very stalwart. Although righteous, he is known for being a little bit stubborn, but also very skilled in arms. His temper's a little bit softened by his wife. What was her name again? Rashilda, and she's kind of known as the wise woman behind the man. You see a lot of the other coat of arms up along the street, and as a very new knight, you just are dumbfounded probably to be in the company of dukes and other high ups, and you certainly have your homework to do as far as the heraldry goes. You might be a little bit overwhelmed as you roll in, and Adelhart says, kind of bids you on into the keep, and he says that Duke Thierry plans to hold court early this afternoon before the feast and before Charlemagne arrives.
Samson thanks Sir Adelhart as they go through and waves to those throwing the petals at the feet of the trio. He looks around, not recognizing any of the heraldry, and he tries to pretend it's because this is Ardennes and not Lorraine, but in truth he wouldn't know any of the ones from Lorraine either. So he makes a point to either remember or hire someone who can tell him on his behalf as he makes his way towards their tavern, awaiting the festivities in court.
So you guys head on to the tavern, and how do you pass your time until court's about ready to start?
William would be looking for a game to play. Likes the thrill of it.
Samson would take place in a few games here and there, but if anything, he would probably be asking around, trying to find out what ladies are available and how big their endowments are.
Renee is feeling a little jealous that Samson has a child already, so I'm going to roll chase and see if I fail or succeed. I fail, therefore he is going to try to get him a tavern wench.
Okay.
I feel I should check lustful.
Yeah, so tell me how that goes as you kind of roll in. Samson and William, why don't you guys give me gaming? Opposed roll.
Oh, good lord.
One of you is going to pay the other. Sam wins.
Give you some money.
I think he bet his manor, didn't he?
What would you say you would bet? Like how far in the hole would you go?
Oh, he's not a gambler, so I would I'll look in the book and find something equivalent
I don't know.
dollar wise.
William be calling out his what is that here? Hang on. I gotta open my sheet.
Temperate or indulgent? Prudent or reckless?
Yeah, there you go. Reckless.
Let's see how reckless I am. He's not reckless enough for you to get him going.
You take a little bit of coin off of him. So yeah, quickly Legree makes his way into the tavern. He finds the one off the beaten path, and let's see here. Let me find a. Roll me a D3.
D3, okay.
Uh-huh.
That's what I got.
Skanky.
Got the hurt.
Yeah,
She's got
I have syphilis.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Roll for STD. That'll kill you.
The maid. That is
Yeah, she's a maid.
unfortunate.
You already got one of them.
She is a maid, so she is. So you're in there drinking the tavern, and the lights are low, and you do see one of the maids. Kind of, she's a young girl with brown hair, with a slight amber tint, but she has rosy cheeks, and she's well built, and she's kind of going from table to table and has a large bucket. She's taking all the bread rinds and the kind of empty mugs of ale and scooping them into this big bucket, and heading back to behind the bar where she kind of dumps them in a larger bucket, and then she repeats. She's not the best dressed, and she doesn't smell the best, honestly. And there's sweat on her brow. This
Perfect.
is a poorly ventilated tavern with lots of purple smoke hanging in the air. And how do you approach her?
Well, when she comes to Samson and William and Renee's table, Renee says, "Ah, my dear, why don't you sit next to us and have a drink? We are knights. We are heroes of the Battle of Rome. I'm Renee. These are my friends Samson and William."
It's fantastic to meet you, Lord Renee, Sir Renee. And she does her best curtsy. You notice that the hem of her gown is quite tattered and dirty as she does so. Oh, well, what would the likes of you be having and drinking tonight?
Oh, I am having an ale. What are you having, boys?
Samson looks up at the maid and then Renier and goes, I'll just have an ale too.
I'd have my wine already.
Very well. 2 ales coming up. And for you, perhaps a crust of bread?
Oh no, I need no bread. It is not
very
what
well.
will satisfy my hunger today.
Yes, and the tavern owner has instructed us not to charge the likes of you. It seems that your deeds of glory in Rome precede you. It is my honor to serve.
Oh, wonderful.
I will be at the Duke's tavern later this evening as well. It seems that many in the city are being called upon to help with the feast. Quite large. Many noblemen and many ladies. I am quite nervous, to tell you the truth.
A party will not be large enough to hold all the knights of Prince Charlemagne. We are many and we are great, and we will be victorious against our enemies, I assure you, madam.
I am sure you will as well. She disappears behind the bar for a moment, and then she reappears with a couple mugs of ale and a charcuterie board of sorts. It's rough. It's not the best stuff. There's some pickles on there and some ham, although it's a little bit dry. And there's some other sorts of cured meats. It's not much. But the tavern owner says, you're welcome to help yourself to this charcuterie board.
Oh, thank you for your cheeses and meats. Much appreciated. I would not want you to go away empty-handed, my dear. Here is a small reward for your service. And he slips a paltry amount for him over to her, probably plenty for her, I guess.
She gives you a curtsy again, her dirty hem sweeping against the beer-soaked floor. Oh, thank you, my lord. You are most generous.
Ah, yes. I am a generous lord indeed.
What is your generous?
Oh, God. Probably not high. My generous is 13, actually.
Okay, that's not even enough to force a roll. So good. She takes it, and you get a +2 to any rolls with her.
Pay her off.
And she goes, and she's serving all the other customers there, although they're certainly not knights. But every once in a while, you catch her casting a furtive glance in your direction.
Yeah, Renee leans over to Samson and William. Before the night is out, I will have sired my own bastard.
I do not know if this is true. It takes quite a virile man. Do you have what it takes? Why, that maid you bought off me has yet to be with child.
I have not indulged myself in that. She has chores to do. I cannot bring her to my bedchamber. She is busy cooking and cleaning.
If you call that a chore, no wonder you do not have a child yet, huh?
What do you think, William? Will God bless me with a bastard, like he did Samson?
Well, if your slave hasn't already.
As
maybe
I
you're
have said,
doomed.
I have not partaken in the Saxon.
I'll tell you what, William. But I will bet you another 5 silver, because I can't pronounce the word that starts with D.
Denarii.
Denarii, yes, thank you. I will bet you another 5 denarii, double or nothing, that he does not end up with a child from this maid 9 months from now. What do you say?
Just because I like this riddle, I'll take that bet. You shall end up with a child. A beautiful girl. A daughter, no doubt.
Perhaps you'll get another 5 denarii to buy yet another dagger to plant in my back with that underhanded card dealing of yours, William, huh?
It's all the skill. The skill and blessing. Perhaps if you pay some penance to the Lord, that he might bless you with some favor in the gaming sometimes.
Yes, now God is on my side. You should not have made the bet.
I tithed 1/10 of my spoils to the church. Did either of you two?
I've always tithed to the church, but these spoils I did not. But then again, I did not go very much after Rome. I still have yet to go and pay my respects, so I still might.
Ah, well, I will very soon. Well, boys, I believe I will go try to make that good on that bet now.
Good luck, and may guide your lance true.
Yes, yes. Do us proud. I have another 5 shillings to win. I mean, five denarii to win.
He will go and ask her to take a walk. See, that seems to be the code name for go to the barn.
She's busy bustling from table to table, and
He
you
goes
asked her
to
that.
yeah, good.
Yeah, and she kind of looks towards the owner, who gives her like a grumpy look, like, be kind to the knights and stuff. Like, we need you to work. Don't be led astray. We don't need you knocked up and missing work.
Excuse me, good man.
Yes.
I would like to pay just for a little bit of time of Elsa here to show me around the streets of Baston.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am always interested in coin.
What is wrong with your face?
I am a nondescript villager. NPC.
His face is erased. Yeah.
Not important enough to remember.
Yeah, he says...
roll generous.
Why do you mock his scarring?
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Baby. Give yourself a check in generous. Give yourself a check in generous, and whoever you give him. Elisa the maid is the daughter of a friend of mine. She is a hard worker, and she cleans up nicely. Treat her well, my lord. Please.
Oh, I would treat her very well. Do not worry.
He knows what going for a walk means.
He lays down a couple of denarii for the tavern owner.
Yeah. He walks over to Elisa. Ah, my dear, you have worked very hard, and you will be spending a long night at Duke Terry's manor. How about you go out with the good Sir Renier here and have some fresh air, stretch your legs. Oh, that would be most kind of you. Thank you. And she curtsies to him and puts down her bucket and heads outside with Renee down the old boulevard.
Mm-hmm. He walks down the street with her and he says, "My dear, I must admit, ever since I have seen you, my heart has been in a flutter."
Romance.
Oh, fuck.
He should get a bonus. He's a dirty peasant.
Get a bonus. It's +2.
Well, my romance is 3, so let's see how this goes. No.
Oh, so close.
Let's roll a little something else here, though. She's not that chaste.
We'll see if you would have got +5. It would have been a crit.
Oh, no!
Succeeds.
She crits.
So she doesn't rebuff you. You get since she says, Sir Renier, your advances are appreciated, but I am but a lowly bar wench. I do not wish to be seen with you and sully your pristine name, although I am most flattered. I have heard stories of those that lay down with knights. Too often they are cast off and end up destitute in an alley, while your wet nurses raise our child. As the tavern owner says, for now, let's just enjoy the fresh air. There's always tonight, Renier.
Ah, of course, of course. Well, it has been a nice stroll. I guess I will return to my friends before they go missing me. Well, perhaps we'll wait outside a bit longer.
She walks, and she's walking close to you, and then after you bring her back, she does expect a kiss on the cheek or a very chivalrous something or other. So pick a courtly skill, romance, or something else.
Not romance.
So something else to impress her, and I'll give you another +2.
He,
Oh, come on, dancing.
he starts grinding on her.
All right. How would this work, though?
He goes,
Like maybe there's a street musician on the
right,
corner, right?
yeah. He
Okay,
says,
yeah.
my dear, my family is known for their gift of dance. Would you join me?
I am 2 left feet, Sir Renier, but I'll give it a try.
Well, let me help you. And he instructs her on the dance they're going to do, and then they do one of those weird, like, line dances across from each other. I don't know what the proper dance of the time would be.
Yeah. Give yourself a check in dancing. And she blushes a little as you twirl around and you catch her waist in your strong arms. She blushes a little bit, and so you're at a +4 on her for those interpersonal and romance rolls. And eventually you return her, and she gives you a little kiss on the cheek as she walks back into the tavern. I will see you this evening, my lord.
Yes, of course. He gives her a fake smile and walks in and heads back to the table. My friends. William, your bet is secure.
Back so soon, that just seems weird to me, does it not, William?
Yes. I just figured it'd take longer.
It has been a long winter.
First in battle, first in bed, yes?
It is not a problem for me.
Well, at least I hope she has some minuscule amount of joy out of it.
Oh, most certainly.
Oh, I'm sure. It's quite interesting. I think Susanna was picking straw and hay out of her hair for almost a week, but I see her over here. She looks no worse for wear. She walks normal.
I am a gentleman.
Well, perhaps when she gets closer, maybe there'll be straw or something in her hair. We should take a look.
You can look if you want. There are no straw. It was
Yes,
not in the barn.
Some back alley, you scamp?
Perhaps. Let us have a drink and prepare ourselves for tonight.
Indeed.
My humors are spent.
Yes. Here. To Renee's spent humors.
So you do have a drink and enjoy yourself the rest of the late morning, and the early afternoon does roll on, and you find yourself kind of in the Duke's manor, no doubt. You find yourself in the Duke's manor and walking in the hallways, and you see many lords and ladies there as you kind of walk into the council chambers, and I'll let you kind of role play what it's like to be not in the stables anymore, tending to the horses and the armor, but instead as one of the knights of Ardennes, actually valued for your opinions and not just your prowess on the battlefield. Let's see, Ogier.
Samson definitely dresses for the occasion. His cloak is that of a red velvet with a black trim, a similar kind of bear fur on the top. He has a long sleeve tunic of red, and then the sleeveless surcoat of black with the red eagle, his heraldic symbol or ancestral symbol, and his golden signet ring on his right hand as he walks and makes acquaintances with those he recognizes from the Lombard campaign, and those he doesn't. He introduces himself, Samson of Verdun, and just kind of rubs shoulders with the fellow knights, learning their names and trying to put their sigils to memory so he remembers who they are in the future.
Yeah, William does the same. Not as flashy as dress as Samson. More modest. But definitely greets some of the other knights and some of the Lombard allies. A little bit with contentment there.
You see Ogier and Roland kind of in the hallway, and Roland calls out to you. Oh, there they are! The 3 allies on the field of battle. You've come at last to hold council with the Duke. I am looking forward to a position of honor at the Duke's side along with each of you. It seems that during this court session he plans to examine the wisdom of each of us. Ogier, I would counsel that you hold your tongue. And he kind of... I will speak my mind if asked. Otherwise, I have no love for court and such things. I'd rather be smashing skulls.
A thing you are best suited for, Ogier. I told the tale of how you treated that coward Sir Allery all winter to my family and friends, and every knight that would listen about your bravery and what you did and how you properly handled that coward, as well as the prowess of Sir Roland.
My heart that day was as fiery as my beard. Do not think that my kinfolk did not look unkindly upon my actions, but between you and I, Samson, I do not regret them in the least.
I wonder, my friends. We have been discussing what to do in the spring, depending on what the Duke and the Princes have in store. But we were wondering about maybe a raid for profit into Saxon lands. These two might come in handy and to make some money for themselves as well. What do you think, friends?
Yes. We couldn't ask for better company. Perhaps they will join us.
Roland looks at each of you and says, Ah, already your eyes on riches, and women, fine clothes, travel. You have an estate of your own now, I suppose, as well?
Of course.
It is simple, but something that is worth defending, and the best way to defend it is with more men and equipment, and the best way to get those things are with money, which in turn leads to our little planned endeavor, depending on what the princes and dukes have in store for this summer.
Yes. Well, the land is great. So does the cost to keep it.
I agree. Well, it is nearly 3 past noon. Come, let us enter court and not hope that we are tardy.
After you, esteemed knights. Quick question, weren't they made paladins at the end of the last episode? Or at least Roland?
Yeah, Ogier was too.
That's what I thought.
Paladins are his personal guard, is that right?
Yeah.
He's black.
The
Scroll
black.
down. No, it's good. I just had to scroll
Oh.
down.
There you go. So as you walk into court, everybody's kind of milling around, speaking in hushed tones, and Ogier and Roland kind of usher you up towards the front where you have some chairs seated. And it's not just you; there are all the other paladins as well, and some of the other squires that took part in the Battle of Rome. You get the feeling this isn't a permanent thing, but probably a congratulatory head nod to status because of your bravery and valor shown in that battle. And as you take your seats, eventually Harold comes in and they blow a trumpet, and then a few of the Duke's counselors walk in and they have their seats. And this is followed by Duke Thierry of Ardennes and his wife, Rochilda. And they walk slowly down the carpet and they come and take their seat on the dais. After that, court starts to happen, and many start to approach the dais with their problems or concerns. Administrators of the duchy give their reports on agriculture and finance and taxes and who's not paying their taxes and who are. And eventually, towards the end, some of the outlying counties have sent some representatives. And the first of these representatives is a gentleman by the name of Assyrius of Prum. And the three of you may know that they are building an abbey in Prum, although that has been under construction for the past 5 years. It's a very large abbey, and it's certainly not complete. And you hear this. I don't know what would the priest in charge of the abbey be called?
Abbot.
Bishop, an abbot.
Bishop, abbot.
Abbot, yeah. The abbot comes up and let's see what he says. Yep, yeah. He is. Your eyes might light up. He says that there have been Saxon raids towards Prum that are interrupting the construction. He is asking for retaliation in the summer. He says that our Lord God will be dismayed if the construction of this temple, of this church to his glory, is delayed any longer by these heathens, these pagans. They should not be allowed to interfere, my lord. But I am but a simple abbot. Our nuns and priests are no match. More often than not, they are holed up into the incomplete walls of the abbot, afraid to serve the local townsfolk, afraid to go abroad and secure building materials. We ask of your aid. And Duke Thierry asks for advice from the three of you, among others.
Samson stands up first. Duke, assembled knights, I believe we should answer the call and protect Assuris of Prum as well as the abbey during its construction. Not only should we defend them, but a way to stop the raids is to find the source of it, or whoever is leading these raids, and attack them. A good offense will negate any need of defense in the future if we stop it from where it comes from.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Not only that, but we must show that there is punishment to be dealt. Trespass is to be dealt with harshly. That would also help subside the rage.
Yes, we had been speaking of fighting the Saxons earlier, perhaps on raids. This would serve our purpose and the will of Lord Charlemagne and God.
Here, not just the defense of Franconia, but the will of God to protect the devout and faithful against the heathen horde of Saxony.
Yes. For I see it, and it is the will of God, if we are to sent there, to bring him into his light, punish those that do not want to embrace his light.
Rashield counsels a little bit the opposite. My lord, my husband, these brave knights know one thing. They know warfare and they know force. And I am most grateful for it. And she curtsies to you. I certainly agree to their point of view. These heathens and pagans must be dealt with. But as with all things, Lord, timing is of the utmost importance. And do remember, the construction of the abbey is the concern of Rome and the Pope. It is not under our governance. If we do send forces there, perhaps you should demand some sort of payment, a tax or benefit of some sort. Either way, I do not see how you can muster troops to march north this year. Put it off until next year and wait for word from Rome. And he kind of seems to consider all sides. One of you give me attitude of your lord, whoever he thinks the best of.
Probably not me.
Mine's 17. You tell me, Sim.
That's probably the highest one.
I got a 19.
Well then,
Holy crap.
Damn.
I nominate you.
Oh, he doesn't listen to his wife.
Renee kind of mentions, he says, My lord, your wife is very well spoken. Perhaps if we do not go for a full-scale attack, then we could raid somewhere along their borders and perhaps pull them away from the abbey.
And William's sitting there contemplating. Yes, your wife is wise, my lord. The lady is definitely very wise. However, while the abbey is the Pope's concern, if they feel like they can just go to the abbey and get free, I guess you just say free meals and drinks. What stops them from coming to our lands?
Perhaps a
should-
compromise. Oh, sorry. Perhaps a
Yeah, no, go.
compromise. Perhaps we can do as Sir Rainier suggests and raid them and force them to turn their attentions away from the abbey to protect their own, while we summon the help, as the wife of the Duke suggested, and get the full force of the papacy to perhaps supply an army to next year send a full invasion force and punish them for their crimes against the Franks and the church.
The
Renee,
Duke looks for
yeah, Renee just says, I hope they do not send the Lombards.
Duke Terry. He was in that charge when they turned tails, so he laughs at that. William, give yourself a check in Love Lord. Not Love Lord, but Attitude Lord. And Terry kind of looks at the abbot. These points of view serve me well. Do you think Rome would offer aid? And would the abbot be grateful for our assistance? That's kind of subtext for some sort of payment. And the abbot says, Yes. Of course, Duke Terry. You will be provided with any resources you need from the abbot, though we are strained. Very well, then. It is settled. The wisdom of Rishilda will be heard, and the valor of my new knights will be heard as well. I authorize raids into Saxony this summer, with a full-scale attack, perhaps bolstered by an army from Italy, the coming year. Are you satisfied with this, Ogier? Yes, quite satisfied. Count me in both years.
Renee slaps William on the shoulder.
Samson, kind of sitting at the table, does, the pounding on the table, here, here, in agreement and celebration.
Yeah, William just kind of sits back, slams the table as well with his fist.
Next up are three gentlemen that are fairly poorly dressed. They're trying to look probably richer than they are. These guys are known as affectionately as the Three Bastards. And just to summarize, Duke Thierry immediately just starts rubbing his temples as they bicker and argue about a certain estate whose master is set to die soon, probably within the year, and whose son was recently burned at the stake as a heretic. These three bastards all make claim on the estate of Loulange, each of them having documents with them that seem to prove they are the rightful owners and inheritors of Loulange. And for all you guys know, this guy in his sickbed certainly could have fathered three bastards. And now that his other son is dead, burned at the stake, what is your counsel on how the Duke should handle this situation?
Hey, William, feeling the Duke's agony and seeing these three bicker. Yeah, perhaps if you all can't agree, since the Lord could very well have fathered any one of them, maybe maybe have the Lord settled with combat, or perhaps find someone else who's as deserving. Doesn't have to be related to him. For sure, if we can't prove that any one of them are his children, there is other deservings out there waiting.
Do they even deserve to inherit, my lord? Isn't your will greater than their connection to their father, if they are his children? Give it to who you please.
If the Knight of Loulange did not recognize them, they have no legitimate claim to the estates in question. It is, in my opinion, the Duke's will, perhaps if he deems it as a reward for faithful service or a protection of the abbey and its construction, whatever he so chooses, that should be who receives it, not these troublesome trio here.
All points, well points all. And Rashilda speaks up again. I agree, my lord. These fools likely do not deserve an estate. And, as they are bastards, they have no right or entitlement to it either. That being said, the Duke of Ardennes cannot be seen acting with a heavy hand. If there ever is a legitimate claim of inheritance, while it may be within your right to appoint a new owner, it would make the other counts and lords of Ardennes somewhat nervous, so I counsel justice in this instance. Perhaps William of Ardennes has a splendid idea. Combat. Perhaps the Lord's favor will decide who inherits Loulange. And perhaps all three of these men fighting at once will all fall to their wounds. In that case, you could act justly by offering the estate to any one of your choosing. The bastards look a little bit taken aback with this, as they're cowards. They really don't want to fight. Then Duke Thierry kind of looks at the three of you and the other counselors before he makes a decision.
Well, my lord, perhaps give them the decision. Perhaps they do not wish to fight. Their cowardice will show the Lord's decision.
If in their hearts it is true that they believe they have a right to these estates in Loulange, then perhaps it should be tested by combat. A very holy idea, a very just idea. to see if it is something that they deserve. God will it so, if that is the case.
Yes, yes. But I wouldn't leave it up to them to decide which one they want. I'd let them fight each other. Then the winner fights one of your knights. That would truly show.
They chicken out regarding any of these combat tasks. They simply do not want to be involved in this sort of thing. And they say that they will stand by any judgment as long as that there would be no risk of death. If that was the case, then they would simply step away.
Renee sneers a bit. Well, I guess, my lord, you know the truth of it now.
Yes. How would any one of them make good knights if none of them are willing to contest it in combat?
Can you imagine them defending their manor from Saxons? They might as well
No,
bring them in.
I cannot. In fact, I see a way to act with justice and also act with justice and also award the estate to someone most deserving and not these fools. The three of you do not deserve this estate, but let it be known you were given an opportunity to seize it. If you had the heart of a lion and not a mouse, Loulange would be one of yours, but instead you are cowards, and you will live out your life in the streets. Alas, at the end of next winter, I will award Loulange to the knight who performs with the most valor this summer in the raids in Saxony. Hear, hear, hear! And the crowd kind of gives a shout to that one, as everybody kind of figures this is a good compromise that spurns some competition between the knights and keeps Loulange out of the hands of these fools. And for your counsel, for these three, I'm going to give William, you're going to get 10 glory. And Samson's going to get 5. And Renee will get 5. With the chance to get more on the last one, depending on what you want to do. The last gentleman to approach the dais walks very slowly, and he looks much older than his stated years. Since you failed your heraldry roll early, you would not recognize this gentleman, but he seems to garner way more respect than all the other ones had that come before him, and Rashilda gives him a deep nod and a bow. Count Galerin of Arlon, I presume? Yes, my lady. Would that I speak with your husband? Of course. He kind of approaches the dais. Duke Terry, I apologize for approaching you in court in this way, but my county is in need of your valiant knights. Kind of continues on. Let's see here. He reports unnatural occurrences and bewitchings in the forest near Krisnock in the county of Arlon. He says then, rumor is that these witches near Black Men haunt the forest. Some of the wise women in town even say that prior to Easter a great blasphemy is to take place. Would that I urge you to send your valiant knights to exterminate this evil and cleanse the forest. We have lost too many newborn babies. We have lost crops to pestilence. And the spring has been unnaturally cold near Arlon. Rashield stays silent on this one.
Renee gives a kind of a frown and almost a scoff, like he doesn't believe the 2 and 2 have anything to do with each other. But he doesn't say anything.
William, being from the area, yes, it was awfully cold, and there is some issues with the farmlands. Perhaps it is prudent to investigate.
Can you guys get the fairy lore or folklore? All three of you can do it if you want. I like using the odd skills.
Folklore.
One. Yeah. Fairy lore, folklore. Yep. Neither you know. Yeah. You know that the area around Black Man is rumored to be a gateway to the supernatural. You don't know why. You don't even know why it's called Black Man. You just know that it's people are scared of that area for some reason.
Yeah. So William, perhaps if there's something ungodly there, most likely pagans and heathens. Perhaps they are allowing demons to come forth and, I don't know, try to take over the county, perhaps. Well, I may not believe in some of this stuff. I am but an astute servant of the Lord, and the Lord has shown that there is evil.
There are a great many evil things in this world that can tempt man. Devils, witches, demons. I do not doubt that it is possible that they are at the cause of these things that are happening, and I believe that it warrants an investigation, though I do not know who is best suited for it.
Duke Terry says to the Count, "Very well, Galaran. We have been friends for a long time. The woods near Christendon are thick and full of mystery. We've all heard the rumors about Black Man and the things going on there. Whether you and I believe such childish tales is besides the point. Perhaps we should give the common folk there reason to know that their Duke cares about their concerns. We will talk more about this during the feast. I am sure that some of our knights will go forth and cleanse this land of evil, although I am not sure which ones I can spare at the moment." And Count kind of backs up, retiring. "Very well, my lord. I look forward to the feast. I hear Lord Charlemagne, or Prince Charlemagne, is to arrive soon." "Ah, yes, indeed." He kind of looks at the window. "The sun is sinking into the west. Rishield, is that the last caller?" "Indeed it is, my lord." "Very well. Count Gerlon, the rest of you, we'll bring this court to close." Whatever they say to close out the session. And he says, "I will meet you all in 2 hours in the feast hall. Lord Charlemagne is set to arrive. We should make his entrance a grand one." If you don't have anything else, we'll move on to the feast.
Let's eat.
Here we go. Feast hall. I'll let you guys kind of role play your way in as you know, Charlemagne isn't here yet, but all the tables are being set. You definitely see Eliza, the maid, kind of setting the tables. There are other ladies there. Some of them are, you know, help, and others are with their husbands, esquires of the county and Duchy of Ardennes. And I'll let you kind of take it away.
As they walk in, William will kind of give an elbow to Rainier. Look, it's your favorite lady. And he'll kind of nod over to Elsa the maid.
Ah, yes, she's back for more, my friend.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that one. And he points to Anna of the stables.
Ah, the stables are more your speed, my friend.
Haylofts are a favorite recreational place of mine. You do have me there.
Well, say what you will, but truly, the stables would offer more work to somebody. Which means that if you would have picked that one, your child would be a stout man. But instead you chose the maid, and you'll have a nice young daughter.
Well, perhaps I'll have them both by the end of the night.
You boast. I'll take that wager. While you're taking care of them, the help, perhaps I will go talk to one of these beautiful young ladies here that have joined us this evening. Kind of pointing to, I'm going to butcher these names, Ermeline, Linda, I don't know.
Linda.
Yeah, Linda, and Mochteld and Rolinga.
Rolinga looks your speed.
She's got the money.
Yes. I think I will accompany you and look courting these other ladies. While he go frolics with the maid in the stable.
I will talk to the nice ladies as well.
Yeah,
You twist my arm.
Samson doesn't drink too much, but he definitely speaks with Ogier about Lombardy and Roland, and makes sure he talks to maybe some of the younger knights that aren't as experienced about retrieving the Oriflamme and leading the countercharge into the Saracens that had surrounded Prince Charlemagne, and then going about and finding opportunities to talk to the ladies in the hall before the prince arrives.
Who picked up the Oriflamme? Was that you?
That was me.
Yeah. At one point, you're next to Ogier, and he just says very loudly, And then this man, valorous though he may be, with all pomp and circumstance, raises up the Oriflamme and proclaims loudly, To me! Knights of Ardennes, soldiers of Franconia, to me! To Prince Charlemagne and Lord Thierry. I've never seen a man so brave and bold. Kind of really talking you up to the ladies. Samson, what do you do?
He is both humble and never interrupts the Dane as he continues talking him up, knowing that that is an excellent idea, especially around the knights and ladies. And whenever he pauses or maybe gets a little fuzzy in the details, he adds his own flair about the rally and being just a squire leading a charge that helped save one of the future kings of Franconia.
Are you trying to be modest or proud?
Oh gosh, let's take a look. See,
12 and 8 is what you're
he
at.
would be more. He'd be more modest than proud. While he definitely would, kind of ramp up how valorous he was. He would be modest that at the end of the day, it was his comrades in arms and their skill, in addition to his, battle wits that led to victory.
All right. So I'm going to give you a check in modest, but you don't get any bonuses with the ladies.
Ooh.
Renier?
Renier's actually going to... he feels like slumming it, so he actually kind of stays away from the highborn ladies, and he does kind of wander over to Anna of the stables. He kind of leans against a pillar next to her, and he's like, my friend Samson. What is your name, girl?
Looks like she's 13.
Perfect.
Just noticing that.
What?
Anna. What's the place in Frozen? Anna of
No idea.
whatever that kingdom is. Hello, my lord. My name is Anna. And she smells like horses.
Yeah. He says, did you ever think you would be in such a place? I did not myself until recently when, myself and Samson and William saved Prince Charlemagne's life. It is incredible.
I've heard the tales of the Knights of Ardennes. I do not know you particular. My name is Anna.
Yes.
Anna of the stables, they call me around here. What is your name, my lord?
I am René Legree of Etterbrook.
Renee, how may I be of service this evening? I have stabled and shorn and fed all the horses so far. Although there are certainly some latecomers I would be glad to service.
Well, my girl, my horses are well tended to, I believe. Why are you here if you are simply the stable girl?
Simply the stable girl? Simply the stable girl is needed for tending the stables. With so many lords and ladies here, there are no less than several dozen horses. Myself and my father are in charge of taking care of them, making sure they are fed, watered, groomed. Indeed, these horses will leave Bastogne in better shape and more beautiful than they arrived. It is a long and dusty road from the far reaches of the duchy.
You are right. But I will say, no horse can compare to your beauty, my dear.
Oh no.
You have struck me, and my heart is aflutter.
She blushes. Romance. No bonuses. She thinks she must be drunk or something.
Alright.
No. And let's see here. As they always do, Eliza looks across the room.
Just talking to her.
He sees you leaning like on this column, as you do, talking to Anna, and she's blushing. Anna's trying to kind of shy away from you a little bit as you kind of lean into her. She knows that she is a low-born young girl, and she wants to keep her head low and not be seen. But Eliza certainly sees you, and she is a little jealous. She doesn't approach you, and she just kind of hastily walks around, emptying the plates, and does not even look in your directions, Legree.
Legree says, well, I suppose I will let you get back to your horses.
Thank you, my lord. If I can be of assistance, please let me know. She squirms away like under your arm and dashes away and acts like she has to go take care of some horses.
Yawns a bit.
You're a creep. And you have lost your bonus with Eliza.
Oh, come on. The whole bonus? I'm going to have to impassion myself.
Yeah. She was already suspicious of you, and now she sees you slumming around like you're just some knight that wants to bang a bunch of barmaids.
I suppose.
There goes my money.
We're back to square one. Samson seeing and greatly enjoying Rainier just striking out against some of the commoners, to be polite. Goes around kind of inquiring about some of the ladies within the hall and maybe some of their background a little, and if they're single, taken, family, things they like, to kind of give him a heads or a leg up when he introduces himself.
I'm sorry. I had myself on. What would you say?
He's basically going around the ladies in the room on screen. He's going around once he's done talking with Ogier, maybe trying to find out a little bit about him before approaching any of them, seeing, family, their weaknesses, I guess you could say, things they like, something to give him a leg up.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of other sources to ask around the room. So give me an intrigue with a +2.
I made it.
Okay. Find him here.
With the +2, it'd be 9 to 13, I guess.
All right. So basically, you know the information on page 268. Who do you want to know about first?
Ooh, it's a tough one. He wants to find out why Lady Jizlinda is so inaccessible.
Yep. Extremely beautiful and haughty young woman is reputably inaccessible to men. Her younger brother, Sir Odo, is actually trying to find her a suitable husband. The young lady's dowry consists of Levo Castle and 2 manors. So she has a younger brother, Sir Odo, but she has an older brother, Samson, who stands nearly 7 feet tall and has the reputation of having a temper that is quite legendary. And using it, he's killed no less than a dozen men, all of them for righteous reasons, of course. And no few of them have cast lusty glances towards his little sister. And his name is Frankish Name Generator. His name is Wolfram. That's good. That's a good one. That sounds about right. Wolfram Giseldine. So that's what you know about. That's why she's inaccessible. In addition to being quite chaste, she has that reputation, of course, as well.
And then the only other one I'll probably ask for now, just to move things along, is why is good old Lady Rolinga unwed at the age of 30, I guess 3 almost?
Well, she has the reputation of being very hard to please. She has quite a taste for luxury, shall I say. Many lords have tried to court her, but unless the lords have quite a bit of money, she hasn't wanted much to do with them. All that being said, she is a very shrewd politician. Because of her long, long years, she has seen much and done much, and so she often offers wise counsel in the political affairs of the Duchy of Ardennes. But she has a little bit of upkeep.
Extraordinary maintenance.
High maintenance.
Yes.
Match made in heaven.
And
I want 12 horses.
Yeah, he'll... Sorry, I just saw the chase score of Lady Ermeline. William, what are you doing while I think?
Oh. So William, of course, would make his rounds, see all the beautiful ladies, the important ones. He would do his rounds, introduce himself, of course, and then try to make his way to Duke Theory, because he wants to volunteer to go hunt witches and black men.
Duke is at the head of the table. He's talking with his wife. It sounds like Prince Charlemagne horse has ridden into town, and you kind of overhear the discussion about the fanfare when he arrives. He turns to you, William, and the Duke says, "William of Ardennes, or shall we say William the Wise? How can I help you? And might I also say, your counsel was much appreciated at court. Some of these situations are, shall I say, sticky at the very least. It's all too easy for a duke to run afoul of his subjects, but with you at my side, I think that unlikely."
Well, my lord, I can't take all the credit. The Lord has guided me somewhat. After all, he made me. But anytime I could be of help, I'd be glad to. I mean, the more heads you have thinking on some problems, the better off the results sometimes. And then sometimes the less heads you have thinking of a problem, the better off you are. It's a tough line to tread.
Indeed, but God willing, I will tread it.
Yeah.
Did you hear? The prince's horse has entered the front gates. He shall arrive shortly.
Ah, that is good news indeed. I look forward to being in his presence. But perhaps before he arrives, we could speak on the matter of Blackman.
Indeed. Dastardly business, that. I was loath to say it at court, but I do know all the stories regarding Black Man. He kind of lowers his voice. Apparently there is a rock in the middle of the forest carved as a great large man, obsidian, dark as night, in the shape of some horned god or demon. Ghastly stuff. Rumor is it that witches worship it. In the evening, full moons, All Hallows Eve, and great blasphemies are performed. So I put some credence into Count Galeron's report that on Easter night some sort of awful sacrifice is likely planned.
We're not knowing all the local, folklore and stuff, because I've pretty much been aloof from it. But seeing as it's an affront to the Lord, I would like to volunteer to go and investigate and perhaps lead a party. And if there is something afoot, to disperse the heathens and send the spawn of the devil back to where they came from.
If you are volunteering, William of Ardennes, then I will accept your offer. I was hesitant to thrust any of my knights into the crosshairs of such satanic fury.
Well, I'm sure the Lord will offer his protection, and perhaps it would be something of a, I guess you could say, experience for me and a few other knights to, between now and the raids of the Saxons in the summer, to get some experience dealing with some of the, of the creatures that ran afoul of the Lord.
Indeed. Great glory would be yours, William of Ardennes, although your reputation precedes you as it is. Slayer of warlocks and witches, a knight of our Lord God Jesus Christ. Any of these ladies would be glad to have you and wed you in that case.
Well, that would be secondary. Well, I should say third. It should take its third. First is the Lord. Second is you, my lord. Be of service to my duke. Third would be of service to myself by finding a bride at some point.
You will have my aid in finding a bride, William of Ardennes. But alas! My servants tell me that the prince draws near.
Well, then I will no longer keep your ear. I will go to mingle with the guests, but please do keep me in mind when it comes down to the issue of the Black Man.
Indeed. If we make it so, we should ride out its first light. At a hard pace, you would even be pressed to reach Black Man by Easter.
Yes. Hopefully we get there in time before they complete whatever sacrifice they plan. But I'll go ready some eaters to join us. And perhaps we should make a grand adventure out of it.
Of course, of course. And as he says that, you hear a kind of a hubbub in the crowd. And you hear trumpets alight, and Prince Charlemagne is led into the chamber. Let me find him here. Here you go, Prince Charlemagne. And I'll let you kind of guys kind of role play how you interact and stuff there. React.
As Prince Charlemagne walks in, William's eyes go a little wide, and he'll of course kneel or do the customary bow, or I'm not sure what the customary thing would be.
Sure.
As the prince enters and is announced by a herald, most likely, Samson will stand and deeply bow to the prince, and after a moment of silence or something, perhaps cheer, to the savior of the Pope, hear, hear, to Prince Charlemagne.
Yeah, Renee would do something similar, like bang on the table with a tankard and cheer out after Samson.
Everybody cheers, and Charlemagne comes in, and the evening kind of wears on. And I'm going to let each of you guys try to do something, whether it's play, perform, recite poetry, do something else to impress Charlemagne. And if you succeed, then I'll let you get a check in that love Charlemagne. So on winter phase, you can have a chance to improve it. So who wants to go first?
I can go first. Renee in these situations is quite the dancer, and he tries to show off his dancing skills.
Who are you going to dance with? Try to get Alexa?
No. He goes over to any of the maidens and says, my lady, excuse me, would you care for a dance?
Roll a d4. I want to see what it is.
Rolling up.
One. 3. Ermeline. She's a skank.
Perfect.
Yep. So yeah. Yep. It would be improper for her to refuse you, of course. And she dancing with you on the floor. Oh no!
It's a fumble. Yes.
What happens?
She steps on his feet, and he does not look that eloquent dancing. It looks like he might have had too much to drink, even though that's not necessarily the case. Oh my
Charlemagne,
goodness.
though he loves his knights, he knows that some of them are more valuable on the battlefield than in the court. And so he suffers Renee's dancing and claps lightly, but a smile is not upon his face.
Oh, this has been quite a session.
Now, if Eliza's watching that, she's starting to get jealous. And as you know, with the ladies, a little bit of jealousy, because sometimes for some competition. And so you do see her casting glances at you again, but she does not move on you. All right, William of Ardennes, you want to go next?
Oh, Lord.
2020. Let's see it.
I'm trying to think what I would try to use. he probably would bring out his falcon and
Oh,
the fuck?
okay, Raz. What you got there?
hey, it's a courtly thing, right? It's a courtly activity.
It's going to be a -5 inside.
I hope your bird shits on someone.
Yeah. All right. It'd be if it's an inside trick though and it works, it'd be awesome. But if it fails, we'll see.
Well,
Where the
now
hell
it's,
did you get your bird?
now it's no longer a good advantage here. All right. He'll go even further and pick one of the young ladies to hold a little fuzzy thing for his falcon to swoop down and grab.
All right, give me a D4.
You're gonna scar one.
Yeah, it's gonna shit on Charlemagne's head.
It's
Oh,
gonna go
good.
bad.
Keep giving me ideas. Linda, the guy with the brother that kills people.
Oh no!
Here
Oh,
we go.
no.
Oh
All right,
boy.
here you go. Don't fumble.
I don't like my chances no more. So you said a -5?
Yeah. Oh no.
At least it's not a fumble.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, it's not a fumble. So tell me what happens. I'll let you kind of say like what happens. What type of failure it is.
So he unseats his falcon and gives it a little pit talk, it looks like, and as he has Lady Gislinda, what's her name again? Gislinda. Holds up the fuzzy thing, and he tells her he is pretty good. He's still young yet, but he usually doesn't miss. But this is quite a different environment, but we shall see.
She gives you a curtsy, but seems annoyed as fuck.
So he lets go the falcon to do its thing, and it flies up to the raptors and perches and does not come back down.
Ogier starts throwing. He's pretty wasted at this point. He starts throwing bread crusts at the bird. Prince Charlemagne, like it's like late at night at this point, and he's just like, "Oh man, I should have gotten here earlier. I want to go to bed. I want to hunt in the morning."
So before I decide, do I get a bonus to singing if I just modified the lyrics to my famous Susanna song?
I'd
Just a
say so.
different name?
Plus two.
What kind of bonus?
Because it's already a legendary song.
Yeah, right.
I'll give you a +2.
It's like listening to it over and over again on the radio.
Exactly. See, we gotta decide if I'm gonna play the lute or if I'm gonna sing. I think we're gonna chance it, even though it's a lower roll. We're gonna sing, and let's see how I roll first before those words come out. Ah,
Yeah.
not working.
We're
He
not so
changed-
good in the courtly measures.
Thought you had to have some courtly stuff at 10 to be a 9.
You do.
One.
And mine's intrigue and what's the other one? Intrigue and courtesy. So I didn't really think those counted. Thought it had to be like singing or something like that.
Right. I mean, yeah, I can see that. Because otherwise I would have did something else. I would have hunted.
That's a common skill.
Is it?
Oh well, I rolled yes. Oh well, I stuck with singing. I probably would have kept courtesy, but that's
So you're
fine.
not very great. Again, Prince
Again.
Charlemagne is used to the courts of wherever his palace is, and
Aachen.
yeah, the courts of
See,
Aachen.
he does some he does some singing. Maybe he tries a different version to keep it a little fresh, and it's not nearly as good as the original version, of course.
Legree would try to chat up Ermeline while he's talking to her.
Yeah, and like it rolls on. Everybody just starts to like drink a little too much, and it gets raucous, and Prince Charlemagne retires, and like let's like we'll continue. A band comes out and they start to play a little more raucous music, and this is a time of night where everybody just really cuts loose and lets it roll. So I'll let you guys just role play the rest of the night.
Renee would talk to her again, and he says, "I'm sorry about my dancing earlier. I was struck by your beauty. It gave me two right feet, if you will."
I've heard all about you, Renee Legris. You should seal your tongue while you still have a chance. You have 2 left feet, that is true, but do not add insult to injury. You're not so smooth with the ladies either, I hear. Although you are you handsome or not? You look
I think I'm average.
average. You're handsome. You're a knight, right? So you're handsome. Although you are a handsome fellow, aren't you? She's not very chaste either, so.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming he knows this. Is this a known thing?
Yeah.
He just shrugs and he says, well, the god has given me some gifts. Gifts of good friends. Gifts of strength of arms. Wow, that is very loud.
Yeah, I turned
Really,
mine.
I'll shut down. There you go.
Yeah, he just kind of shrugs. He's like, you're having a good time.
Of course I'm having a good time with all the awesome falconry and the dancing and the singing. What's there not to love? And she kind of looks around for someone else to talk to.
Perhaps one more dance.
She looks around and she doesn't see anybody, and she's like, of course.
Just let me dance to her until I make my roll. Oh my god!
Yes!
This is not a fumble this time.
I want to see something here.
He's getting drunk, is what I'm picturing, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You see Eliza, like she starts to walk towards you, and she just turns around and thinks better of it because you're with one of the highborns, right?
Yeah.
She's like, when she's putting the plates away, you hear just clink. You know how they do. You know how they do. You're a married man.
Yeah.
Clink. She's throwing the plates down, and Lady Ermeline dances. Oh, you are so skilled, Sir Legris. I do not know if I can take much more of this.
Yes, I know. I think I will take a seat for a few moments. I will talk to you later and we will dance again.
As well. I will take a seat over there. She points all the way across the thing where Sir Roland the stud is sitting. And she goes and speaks to the Roland, and he's just charming her, and he's like reciting poetry.
Yeah. Legris sits down next to Samson and William. Well, I have been dancing all night. I feel wonderful. How are you been doing?
William wouldn't be there yet. He'd be trying to talk to Lady Giselle about apologizing for the actions of his falcon.
Samson?
So he is going to go to Lady Rolinga and learning that she has a taste for finer things since he is well dressed, much more so than his 2 friends, and kind of is just being courteous and polite and talking about while age had not robbed her of any beauty, it had given her quite a bit of wisdom, and they shared a taste for the finer things in life, and just being polite to her. seeing if courtesy would apply to this or not.
Well, it would. Certainly would.
Well, let's do that. So over the course of the evening, he just talks not so much about her being available or what someone would be set to inherit, but about children, about, marriage. She is a widow in the state of Ardennes. Kind of not so much the two halves, one being the wise, one being the young virile person to carry out that wisdom, just kind of trying to find common ground with her over the course of the evening.
So I kind of envision her app is 11. It's not like awful.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she's fine. I mean, mine's 13.
She's older.
Yeah,
I envision her.
Sure.
If you ever watched Downton Abbey, no. If you ever watched what's the one with the London gangsters, Peaky Blinders?
Yep.
She's like the aunt in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The aunt, like mature, a little attractive, like real shrewd. And she says to you, "Ah, well met, Samson of Verdun. I'm glad you came and spoke to me. I've heard tales of your adventures near Rome. Come here and let us watch these fools as they drink and eat themselves to death. That one in particular there, he is really, really trying to dance, isn't he?"
Fortunately, he is more skilled on the battlefield than the ballroom. But yes, let us sit and see what these fools can do before the night is over.
It is certainly a deficiency I can overlook. Lord Thierry, no doubt, is in need of men both valorous and skilled in battle. If they are unable to dance or recite poetry, I consider that of little significance. As long as myself and my family are secure behind our walls, well, I count my blessings.
Valorous knights and wise counsel, the two things a duke definitely needs. And I am told you are quite wise.
You say too much, although my late husband would have agreed with you. There is one benefit to years under your belt, Samson of Verdun. You have seen men at their best and at their worst. Yes. These men here who frolic and make passes at women, they are young. They will wisen up in their later years, if they make it that far. Unfortunately, so many Franks die at a young age, victim to war. Although, without it, we would be unable to gain glory.
Unnecessary evil in a perfect world, in that of our holy fathers, that of heaven, there is no war or violence, but in the realm of man, unfortunately, there is, as there will always be evil in men's hearts put there by the devil, and it is our job to rid ourselves of that fear, of that evil, through chastity and good works through the church, though an occasional adult indulgence with clothing, or perhaps our manners are not without merit.
Ah, you have done your studies, young man. You know my likes and my weaknesses. And I am old enough and know myself well enough not to deny them. Yes, I do like beautiful horses, fine linens, bed sheets of silk, the best of wine, the best of food. The Lord God wants us to enjoy ourselves here on earth, as long as it is all praise to his name. I am a humble servant of him, although I like the finer things. That is, of course, true. And war is the nature of things, both here on earth and it seems celestially as well. Have you heard of this wicked business near Black Man? Ghastly, all of it.
Indeed, if it is true, it is something that I'm sure myself and my comrades will investigate, and if there is any sort of heresy or demonic activity going on, we will put an end to it. But as to your comment on war, once the battle for the soul is won at Blackman, I'm sure I will volunteer to lead the forces into Saxony to make them pay for their crimes against the church and the people. And if I am rewarded justly for those achievements, who am I to deny the will of our dukes and princes?
You are an energetic one. And she kind of looks into your eyes. Ambition, Samson of Verdun. I see that in you. I dare say my late husband would be fast friends with you.
Well, then he sounds like he was a good knight and a good husband and a good judge of character.
He was. I miss him so. Especially on... She kind of turns to you and then says, these frigid early spring nights.
Indeed, it is good sometimes to be able to share a warm, quiet evening with a companion, with talk and other things.
Talk. Nothing more?
Well,
Poetry? Song? Reading the good book?
I do enjoy listening to the good book, and there is a song I am quite well known for. Perhaps you would like to hear it sometime in its original form. I am called the Squire Bard of Verdun after all. It would be unbecoming of me if I did not offer the song that earned me that title.
Certainly like to hear that song, Samson of Verdun.
Then perhaps on some cold, frigid night, I will offer it to you.
Let's see here. You're like a chivalry one?
I think that would be courtesy.
Courtesy is in the... I just read it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Courtly manners, etiquette.
Give me an intrigue. Nope.
Womp womp.
You catch a glimpse in her eye that she might be interested in you, Samson, but she hides her feelings to the utmost, and she takes her leave. Samson of Verdun, hopefully we speak at a later date. My late husband, Sir Norgast, was a kind man, but also a passionate one. He loved the Lord with all of his heart and all of his mind and all of his soul. But never, never did he rush things. Always tempering that passion with the love of God, letting it grow all the deeper, year over year, month after month, until it burst forth from his heart like the flame of Saint Michael. You can tell, like, she gets blushed talking about her late husband a little bit. And you get the idea that she's really into the whole chivalry thing and the loving from afar. But that's all you get from her right now. Mm-hmm. And she goes and talks to one of her friends, Lady Mocktailed. All right. Now, Renier. I know you want to bed one of these women. What I'll say, what you can do, is you would take, not a check mark, but you just would take a check in Lustful and advancement point. So you go, what are you, 10?
Yes.
So you just go to 11. You would take a check mark and 11. And you could
that
play.
seems fine.
I would let you play on Eliza's jealousy.
Sure. Yeah. He's kind of drunk, and he doesn't really realize how appalled most people have been so far. He sees Eliza finally and sees nobody else about, and he's like, well, okay. And then he heads over to Eliza and says, ah, Eliza, my flower, I see you are here.
I also see you with every other lass and dame in the place, Renee.
Oh, my dear, I simply was dancing with Lady Ermeline to impress Lord Constantine, Charlemagne.
She kind of turns on you and points at you a little bit, but then she puts her hand down so nobody sees her, acting out of place. We all know about Lady Ermeline. It's all she can do to keep her pants above her waist.
And do you see... He says, oh, my dear, but do you see me approaching her in any untoward manner? She is off with one of the other ones. I simply am here for you tonight.
Yeah, she looks over and Roland's on the table, right? He's on the table. He has a chalice in his left hand, and he's like reading poetry from a book with his right hand. And Ermeline's just like, oh. Yes, I certainly see that.
My heart has only eyes for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dear, shall we retire and have a brisk walk in the frigid air of Bastogne?
Into the air? It is quite chilly outside. If you want some more comfortable, we could go to my quarters or...
Yes, that sounds
whiskey.
wonderful. Somewhere
Of course,
comfortable.
You are a knight, Renier. Why would we have to make do with Spartan surroundings when we could have something more lush? Lead me away. It's your choice.
Let us find somewhere to relax. And he will take her anywhere he can, being very, very inebriated.
Where do you want to go, though? You want to go to the nice place where you're staying?
No, probably not. He'll keep it as seedy as he can.
The stables it is?
Stables it is.
Back alley.
Let her know her status.
I can't be seen doing this. Renee's not that dumb.
Here.
I need a couple bastards. I was hoping to get a couple in one night.
I'll bring you guys over so you can see. All right, role play it in as you guys roll into the stables.
Oh, God. He brings her into the stables and he says, a dance then. That he begins to dance. Very good, I'm
She leaves you in
sure.
the stables. She grabbed a goblet of wine on the way back and she throws it back, and she does her best to dance with you, and you can still hear the music from the feast hall, and you guys are dancing around, and there's hay on the floor, and every once in a while she stops and picks up her dirty hem and shakes her about her ankles, and she laughs, throwing her head back and showing you her neck.
He attempts to sire a bastard as soon as possible so he can get back to the party.
Give me awareness.
Oh, no.
Let the boy watch.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. You don't hear anything but little feet run off. Little feet run off. And I want you to give me role play how it goes. You don't have to give me the full details, but how you're finishing up and stuff, okay? Here we go.
Roll a d20, the lower the worse.
Right. Well, let's just do that then. How's that? No, con. I'll just roll con. Pretty good. Pretty
Hey.
good. He's got some liquid courage in him. And after it, he like kind of like falls asleep in the stable for a bit. And he wakes up and says, "Oh, where am I?"
Eliza is not there when you wake up.
Yeah, he gets up and just like grabs his head and says, "Oh, I do not feel well," and puts his pants on.
Somebody takes as you're doing that, you're like in the stall.
Yeah.
Somebody has a bucket of water and splashes it over your head. Splash.
Ah! Oh, it's cold. It's cold.
And you look up, and it's your sister.
Oh God. He gets his pants on. What are you doing?
What are you doing, brother? What are you doing here with this bar wench, this harlot? You are a knight, and I am a servant of God.
Oh, you have told me endless times, sister. Why are you here?
What are we going to do with you? I am to be promoted to abbess of Prum.
You do not. You lie now.
I am not lying. Go ask your lord. Although I'm not to be promoted now with you, getting pox from every bar wench in the Duchy of Ardennes. Oh, zip up your pants, brother.
I am. There's no zipper. It is buttons, probably.
You have hay in your hair.
I am drunk. Leave me be.
How can I leave you be? This wench is going to tell everybody in Bastogne.
Then I deny it.
Not to mention this little girl, this 14-year-old girl. He told me, Abbess, your brother is knocking boots with a whore in my stall. She also said, by the way, that you made a pass at her.
Well, I thought that maybe I could sire multiple bastards on one night. I have a bet with William and Samson.
Hopeless. You need to be redeemed in the eyes of the Lord, Rainier. Not to mention the eyes of the Duke.
The Duke does not care if I bed some harlot in the stables.
Perhaps not, but he cares about his reputation, brother.
How did I sully his reputation, sister?
I've said it once. Do I have to say it again? Your secret is going to get out, no doubt.
How is that? I will deny it. Of course.
I cannot tell a lie.
And you
brother.
will vouch for me, of course you will, sister.
I will not vouch for thee. The eyes of Lord says all. I will do my best to stay mum, brother, but if asked directly, I must tell the truth. But then again, if my brother happened to slay witches near Black Man, I could perhaps look the other way. And in fact, I could also say that our bloodline is meant for vanquishing the friends of Satan.
It seems like a very ponderous idea.
It's also ponderous to raise a crippled child from this poxied lass.
Oh, I would not do such a thing. I would have my slave do that. That is why she is there.
You are hopeless. One can only hope that the estate eventually passes to Octard.
Octard is quite a skilled man. But for
Yes,
now,
he
it is mine, and I am the Lord. And you will do well to remember that, sister. But
The
fine,
Abbess of
I will go
Prum
to Black
comes with
Man
its
and
own sort of
kill...
power.
What?
The Abbess of Prum carries her own sort of power, brother. Do not underestimate me. The power of Rome is behind my hand.
If it wasn't for us, Rome would be a Saracen wasteland.
You're not wrong. I never said you were not valorous, Legree. Just foolhardy.
I am young, and I am sowing my wild oats. Get over it!
I'll let you get over it. I'll let you sleep the rest of the evening. Please, find your friends. Meet me in the morning. Tomorrow morning we set out for Blackman.
Oh, tomorrow morning. I was going to sleep.
You can sleep on your horse.
Well, I will go back to the party then, and you can do whatever you want to do, I suppose.
Be well, brother.
Be well, sister. Congratulations on your forever chastity at the nunnery.
She kind of looks at you with a twinkle in her eye and skips off.
Let's do it! He would wander back to the party.
All right, that night will pass unless you guys have anything else.
I'm good.
I am very eager to move on.
Yeah, William. When he sees him. Sir, do I win my money yet?
Is it the next day, or...?
Yeah, the next day, like, I don't know, maybe like there's like the knight's quarters. I think there are knight's quarters.
Yeah.
And there's like there's morning light streaming through. You guys all probably have headaches and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Legree comes out and he sees William. He looks kind of greenish. Ugh.
Out from Williams covers. Peaks rolling. Just kidding.
Of course. That makes sense. He says, "Oh, brothers, I feel unwell."
Well, you better feel better, because you're accompanying me to Blackman, I hear.
This is what I have been told.
Did you perhaps catch something from that maid you laid with, supposedly?
No doubt the pox.
No. I am as clean as the blue stream. It is not that, it is I had too much ale.
Fortunate for me, I do not share your pain and suffering, as I quietly spoke with Lady Rolinga last night and talked about dancing fools and things of that nature. It was quite a interesting evening.
The old one.
Yeah.
The wise one.
The rich one.
Well, that didn't hurt.
Going for the grandmothers.
All women need love in the eyes of the Lord.
Besides, he already has his heir, so she doesn't need to produce. Oh, that would be
A
nice.
bastard heir, that is nothing. As we saw with the 3 bastards that were so callously pushed away by us.
I don't think she's old enough to get a penalty. She's probably like late 30s or something.
She's in her
She's
mid-30s, because it's 768, so she is 30, I think, 3. So
I
she
mean,
is,
to us, it's probably 100 years old, you know.
She starts it, yeah. Well, let's cross that bridge if I get that far.
Well,
I'm not worried about that.
I spent the night apologizing for my dumb falcon not doing what it's supposed to do. Make me look
Why
like a
would
fool.
you bring a falcon indoors to do tricks?
Duh, he'll get better. The bird. They're amazing creatures.
What if it shat on Charlemagne's head?
Well then, we'd have had to cross that bridge if that happened, but it didn't. Instead, he hid in the raptors and made me look like a fool in front of Lady Giselle.
You know who I do believe has a kindling towards me? Lady
Do tell.
Islaine. I could tell when we were dancing together.
Well, I just think the maid has a kindling towards you, and little Giselle has a kindling towards Roland, from all I seen last night.
I've been told she has a affection for anything with a cock between its legs. So welcome to the very exclusive fraternity of all knights.
Perfect.
Are you talking about Ermeline?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, she's the whore.
Yeah.
And yet you did not bet her, so I wonder...
I was
How much
busy.
You were too busy fighting over scraps to miss the main course, apparently.
Sometimes you must go slumming.
An interesting theory.
You should know. You have a bastard.
I do, but at least mine is attractive. And
Your
dresses
bastard?
well.
I heard he had red hair. How could he be attractive?
Perhaps in time it will go away, or it will be a sign of his fiery temper. Either way.
Well, I've already spent my morning in prayer. Perhaps you two ought to go to visit the Lord.
The Lord is with me everywhere. As I know, my sister came upon me after I had finished my rutting.
Sister came upon you.
She came upon me, and she found me, and then she told me I was going to Black Man to kill savages, even though it seems very odd to me, and certainly not a way to earn any money. A good way to get killed unnecessarily, if you ask me.
Well, when I talked to her, she seemed eager for you to reclaim your name for some type of stain.
There was plenty of stains last night, my friends.
Yes, I heard the stables have lots of stains on the floor.
Well, let us go quickly.
There's a knock at the door. Tia Linda's there in her riding gear.
Oh, yes, sister.
I have spoke to Duke Thierry. We are cleared. So, shall we ride?
We shall.
Why are you coming with us?
I was planning on it. You'd
Somebody-
rather not have my company and have the glory to your own? I certainly would not object. I would only head back to my abbey.
I'd welcome the company. Somebody has to keep your brother in line.
And if we are facing demons, what no better weapon we can have than the shield of faith?
Of course.
If you want to bed my sister, I will not complain.
Some of us are more chaste than you, Sir Renier.
You have a child.
She is a woman of the Lord.
Perhaps. Well, let us get on our way. I am feeling very ill.
Nothing the clean morning air won't solve.
He would get on his horse and probably puke a few times.
William would toss him a satchel of wine. So he's up to performance. Drink it. Feel better so you can fight.
I do not want to fight. Who are we going to fight? There are nothing but peasants there. What is the honor in riding down a bunch of people with pitchforks?
Well, you ever seen a pitchfork what it could do to a human body? Especially when it's enchanted by the devil?
Oh, goodness. The devil does not enchant pitchforks.
Well, we shall see. Perhaps you can stand in front of me when one comes angrily charging that
Of
we
course
discussed
I
in the
will go
passage.
first, just like in Rome, like you moped in the back.
I do believe you arrived after all of us.
It is incorrect. You were
But
awful
yes.
melancholy before we left. I think you were afraid to die.
It wasn't, I'm not afraid to die. That means I get to meet the Lord. There is other problems that I was dealing with.
What is that?
Those of men. Men problems.
Like
Problems that we have to deal with.
men problems? What do you mean?
The issues we all have. It has nothing to do with the battle.
Men problems. Did you hear that, Samson?
I do not know what he speaks of. Maybe he speaks of fighting or getting a horse. It is quite interesting.
Problems that concern me. That don't concern you because you're off banging stablemaids and stuff.
That is not the talk that we should say around a future abbess, huh?
She
No,
has
she's
heard
not
this
there?
talk before. She is my sister. And she used to not be so holy, I might add. They were stable boys that she definitely gave the eye to. Right, sister?
She kind of turns around. I heard that. The Lord forgive us all. It is a sin in the mind, although if it is not acted out with the flesh. I am pure, unlike you, dear brother.
I am pure. I am very pure.
Well, perhaps one way to maintain your purity is to make sure that there is nothing evil or afoul at this black man that they suggest there is.
Yes, worst case scenario, we look as the real heroes because we came and looked.
This
Then
is what
what-
it will be. It will be very boring. We will go to this place, we will look around, there will be some peasants there. If you want to kill them, then by means kill them, I suppose. And then we will go back to our manners, and I will have a long sleep.
No sleep for you. As soon as we are done investigating Black Man, I believe we will be heading towards Saxony.
It is early. We have months yet to prepare. We must get everyone that is going.
Yeah. Now that they send an Eret's party to scout, it might be you. The brave and experienced soldier.
Let us get this over with, so my sister can go and be a abbess. And bring honor to our family.
And to save your soul, of course.
Of course.
You should be able to see that, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about a 1 week trip down towards Black Man. And actually, I think we actually go past one of your estates. Maybe we take a little, maybe you stop for the night there. I think it was Williams, right? Cheers on the way there.
I'd have to see the map.
Yeah, let me see here.
What's yours named, Mr.
Shalane.
Who's an Ectornock?
That would be...
Who's Edelbrook?
Me.
That's Renier, right?
That's me.
Yeah, so we stop at yours.
Nice!
Perhaps we could see if your new maid.
Yeah. Stop, see Bertrade.
Bertrade is cleaning. She better be.
And then like right around here, we leave the path and we head into the forest. And so about 4 days in, we head to the forest. And like for 3 days, it's just like really hard going through forest. And then one day you see just through the trees, you see buildings rising up. And you see just a dilapidated town with crows and vultures kind of circling over the town. And you see a guard out front of the gate, kind of half asleep, and he's standing there in the road, standing guard. And as you kind of approach on your horse, he's, "Oi there! Who goes there through the mist? Hey! Just so you know, this place is well guarded. Well, Purgus is not for any evil. So if you mean anybody harm, you best move on down the road."
You have nothing to fear, for I am Sir Samson of Verdun, and these are my friends, Sir Rainier Legree and Sir William of Ardennes. Perhaps you have heard of us?
No, I don't. Let me see, actually. I think
Unlikely.
it's pretty shitty stats, but recognize.
I do have a lot of glory.
What's that?
I said I do have a lot of glory.
All right, I'll give him recognize with a +5. He fumbled. That makes total sense. Total sense. He's like just a bumpkin, right? Constable Gary.
Well,
Yeah. As I said, I apologise. I don't. Those names aren't familiar with me. And by the way, a bandit would as soon cover himself with the skin of an angel, not a wolf, right?
Too true, you're quite vigilant, but fear not, as we are here with an abbess, or soon-to-be abbess, to investigate a disturbance in your area.
Oh, you come to Walpurgis. You speak up right, man. Yeah, some real devilish stuff going on out in the swamp. I guess with horses as fine as those, I'll go ahead and let you on in. Have a look around. If you're really from Bastogne like you said, maybe you can get to the bottom of this devilry, eh?
That is why we are here. Thank you.
And perhaps you can tell us about some of this devilry. After all, you're close. I'm sure the Count is abreast of what is going on, but you have first-hand knowledge of this area, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm the constable of this here village. Yeah, come on. Let me let you in the gate. And he kind of opens the gate. And it opens and you walk in with a constable into this shithole little town, right? There's mud everywhere and there's chickens flopping around. There's pigs wallowing in the mud, and there's kind of farmers and folks leading the pigs around, and there's villagers on about their business. And the constable lets you in, and he leads your horses in. I don't know, you might have to dismount. It's so small, and like the road is so pockmarked with potholes. And we don't have much here in Walpurgis, but we might do. We pay all taxes to the duchy.
Taxes on what? There cannot be very much here to be paid. What do you make?
Yeah, we have Oda Longcrest there. She can weave cloth. We have Alma over there. She's a farmer's daughter. There are a few fields on the outskirts, although with the recent witchings, we've lost crops for the last 2 years. And then we raise some chickens, livestock, the like, goats. Although, come to mention it, lots of the goats have been missing too.
It seems like this would be better to just put this place ablaze and you resettle somewhere else.
What are you talking about? This is our home.
And a fine home it is.
What my friend is trying to say is, it seems that whatever bewitches this place is in need of cleansing, so you can return to what I'm sure has always been a very beautiful and fruitful village.
If you're talking about the witchings, we certainly could appreciate your help, but chop off the head of the snake and everything follows, right? Father Grawl turned in the blacksmith. I think he's in charge of this whole thing. I arrested him. He's in jail now.
But what else do you have to tell us about besides missing goats and chickens that could be easily taken by wolves and foxes? Is there any other showings of witchery around here besides that? Any markings, or as one came into town and described herself as a witch?
Markings? Like I said, the blacksmith had a book of spells. That was not creepy.
Well, where is this book of spells? But would you be quiet? Where is the book of spells then?
It's in the jail.
Where's the jail?
Oh, come on. I'll lead the way.
And please
Get right down to business, don't you? Not one for small talk, a lot of you.
What was the father's name?
Grail.
Grail.
Yeah. Do you have this prisoner in chains with his hands cuffed and everything so that he can't make any, I don't know, magic? Or is he just sitting there waiting to cast spells at us?
He's shackled. He ain't going nowhere. I haven't fed him for 2 days. In fact, he's skin and bone, weak as a babe.
Renee, with no consideration for this guy, just says aloud, with this one, in charge of the witch hunt, the blacksmith is probably the most pious of them all.
Yes. Probably could be a Bible he had, for all they know. And then he'll speak up to the constable again. Perhaps when we get to the jail, you should go fetch the father. He might be able to make more heads and tails out of everything.
And bring us some of those chickens. Cooked, please.
Theolinda, do you wish to speak to him or investigate this book to see if it is indeed one of witchcraft and sorcery?
Do have knowledge of such things. It is filthy, but it is my charge and my talent as God intended. I'd be glad to help. After all, most likely. What would she say? Belle. She is a better reader than all of you, I'm assuming.
I can't read, so
yeah,
yes.
I can't read either.
Is there a stat for reading?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's the only one that can read. Yeah, so she said, yeah, she'll look at the book, she'll do whatever, but lead the way.
And yes, let us go visit this man in the jail and see what accomplices he is willing to divulge.
So you walk with the constable through the streets, and it's like down in the basement of his house. You walk into his house, kind of off the streets, and it's one of the only ones with any sort of niceties whatsoever. There's a hearth there with a blazing fire, and as you kind of go in from the, it's probably early April at this point. It's Good Friday, in fact, the day before Easter, and you're able to warm yourself in the fire before the constable leads you down some rickety stairs. You head down these rickety stairs and down into the dungeon. And he goes and gets some keys and says, "Now, some say he is a witching man. Keep your distance. I don't want any of you cursed. I think he's scared of me, and so I've survived with my pecker intact, with my eyes intact. They say he has unnatural ways of affecting men in particular."
Thank you for the warning. I will take this under consideration.
And you go down to the dungeon. And once you get down there, he opens the jail cell and looks in. You guys just see 4 sets of shackles on the ground. Nobody there.
Well, it looks like this is the most impressive dungeon I have ever seen. Where is your blacksmith?
He walks in the jail. He kind of walks around. Edgar! Edgar! Where are you? This is no time to play tricks, blacksmith. Come out here, you won't get a trial. It'll be off with your head. It'll be burned at the stake. Where are you, Edgar?
Samson, seeing 4 shackles that should be on people and not, are going to draw his sword out of an abundance of caution and maybe put himself between Theolinda and, where they should be or where they might be.
Yeah, William will draw a sword and start looking around, seeing if there's a hiding place.
Everybody give me awareness.
Well, let's see how bad we can fail this.
I failed every roll so far.
Well, shit.
Samson, you don't see anything, but you see a heavy book laying on a desk here.
He points to the book. Theolinda, what is that? And he kind of walks over and doesn't touch it, considering what they talked about in the Book of Sorcery and whatnot, but kind of eyes it to see if there's any symbols or anything he might recognize, as he cannot read or write.
She looks at the book, and she takes the cross out of her dress and kind of puts it down and brings a rosary up out of her satchel, and she opens the book. And as she opens the book, she drops it suddenly. As she drops it open, there's like all these sigils on it, and it flops open to a page. You guys avert your eyes, but she grabs at her eyes. I cannot see. Lord God, I cannot see. Help me. She drops to her knees. I've been bewitched. Oh, Hail Mary, full of grace. Lord in heaven. She starts muttering in prayers.
Samson quickly slams the book closed.
Open your eyes, sister, so you can see. It is all right.
She opens her eyes. They're like little black eyes, like those of a shark, blind and seeing into nothingness. Only darkness, brother. Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace.
The devil at work here.
We must find these people at once and have them burned alive so their possessed and black souls can be purified before they are sent to hell where they belong.
Yes. Maybe we'll look at the constable. Where did you suspect they gather besides the thing of black man?
I don't say I rightly know. There is a cabin deep in the woods. An old lady lives out there, but she's never left for nothing but kind to me. Nevertheless, it's a queer sort of person who would live out there in the woods alone. We all keep our distance.
Has the
There are rumors.
Has the blacksmith been known to visit out there?
Of course he has. It's why I arrested him. Well, not the Lay's house, but he's been known to disappear into the woods for days at a time.
Is there another way out of here besides straight up into his house?
Roll awareness again.
That's okay, I helped.
Fumble for Ted.
It ain't
Samson and Sim, you guys do see that there is a trap door kind of leading up and out from the cellar.
Well, that's how they got out. Wouldn't you say, Samson?
Indeed, and he kind of follows it up to there and goes, we must see to it. Theolinda, can you come, or should you stay here and rest?
I am without sight, Samson of Verdun.
Oh, well then,
Though
yes,
the
you
Lord
must-
God is with me.
Constable, take her to the father.
Well, we don't know if the father's in on this.
We don't know if the constable's in on it either. It seems odd that there'd be a trap door that would head straight out.
An unguarded trapdoor at that. Perhaps we should put the whole town ablaze.
No, we will not punish the innocent just out of fear. We will discover the perpetrators and take care of them. We know the four that escaped. Let us search for this cabin and find answers.
Yes. Well, do you trust that father enough with your sister, Renier?
I do not know.
Or Theolinda, would you feel comfortable with the father, or should we put you on a horse and bring you with us?
See here. Did you roll? There you go.
Crit.
Crit.
She trusts the priest.
Okay.
Yep. She saw him on the way in, and maybe they had some words, and he seemed. What he said actually is that there have been like 5 or 6 priests come through this town in as many years, and each of them keep getting run out of town by all the families because the populace keeps getting hexed and witched, and the crops fail, and the livestock die, and the kids die, and the babies get kidnapped, and it always gets blamed on the priest. But she seemed to trust this guy in particular,
Well,
and so yeah, she would go with him.
Well, then we'll take her to the father then and make haste.
Should we burn this book?
Well, then we don't know what it would do. It could curse us out if we do that.
Keep it locked up for now, and then we will take it to someone more holy than us, and then they can decide or find a way to destroy it without endangering us.
What do you think, Theolinda? You're the abbess of Prim.
Set it to light. The work of the devil should not be allowed to exist in this
Constable.
world that the Lord God created.
Yes, Constable. Take a torch to that book.
Yeah, he picks up the lantern and lights a torch, and the book goes up and it burns in like green flame. And for destroying the book, each of you get 10 glory. Doing away with the works of the devil. The devil!
Just if we ask this off screen, do we know the 4 people that are missing, if they have families still residing in the town, or were they loners or single, widowed?
The daughter, was small. You do probably would make small talk with the constable as you're walking around. The daughter of Alma has gone missing. Her name is Rochelda, and she went missing a couple days ago. That's the most recent victim.
So would we know where the monument is? Would there be like a common knowledge of where it's at?
Where Black Man is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes.
So William would mention that perhaps we should look at the cabin, and if nothing there, then go to the monument. We could knock it over.
Well, I am quite good at hunting. I say we get our horses after Theolinda is cared for, and then we try to follow the blacksmith from the trapdoor, if we can. If not,
Yes.
then the cabin and then the monument.
We could give it a try. It's pretty muddy. Might be footsteps we could follow somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we have our orders of operations in place. We'll start with the blacksmith, go to the cabin if we have to, and last but not least, we destroy the monument.
I believe we do that regardless.
Well, that's what I said, last but not least. We ain't leaving it intact.
Constable, do not let anyone in or out of the town besides us.
Alright. You look like the capable sort, especially with that quick work on the investigation. The town's locked down as far as I know. Not even a ghost gets in and out.
Well, unless you're a blacksmith and you just walk out the trap door.
There are things worse than ghosts, William of Ardennes.
I ain't scared of ghosts either. The Lord protects me. And the Lord...
You will be.
Sounds like this guy needs to be hung up upside down for a while.
Yeah, so I deliver Theolinda to the father, and then let's go hunting.
Yep. Let's see if we can find some footsteps.
So you kind of go back outside and you head out on your horses into the surrounding area. on the swamp, and it's just very hard going. And give me some hunting rolls. You're going to have to dismount from your horses, though.
Yeah. I figured that much. Whoops, wrong one. I rolled 2. It's the same thing.
You did not get thrown from your horse.
No, my hunting's the same. It's 15 as well, so.
So, yep, all of you. So you circle around and like just where the jail would be, that hatch that leads out, you definitely see footsteps. It kind of leads out, and it leads out into the swamp. Let me go ahead and change my music here. So this is Good Friday, and the sun is starting to fail, right? Sun's starting to go down. It's sinking low behind the trees, casting these long shadows over the swamp. And it's that early spring, right? So just the buzzing of the insects are starting to come out, and there's these midges and mayflies on the air as you dismount your horses. The horses' tails are swishing back and forth, swatting away flies. But fortunately for you, there are muddy footsteps that lead deeper into the swamp, and you get a +5 on this next round of hunting rolls. So why don't you go ahead and make those?
You still got it though. +5.
No,
Did
that's
you add
with
it?
5.
Oh,
That's with
I
5.
didn't. I'm 7 of 20.
Yeah, I didn't add mine either, so.
So who got the best? Tet? Tet
Yep.
did?
Yeah.
Tet,
Yep.
technically. So to describe it, how you hear, you follow them through the night. The sun's almost about to rise on Easter morning, and you hear chanting and voices further into the woods.
Yeah, he turns around and like puts a hand up like to be quiet, and after a while he's like whispers, "I cannot believe it, but I hear chanting. Some satanic ritual, perhaps."
No doubt.
Then let us put the fear of God into them.
Yes, we must be ready for anything. Keep your wits about you.
It would be best if we could ride them down, but I do not think our horses could charge in this muck.
Not a problem. They are servants of the devil. They should be dealt with the Lord's light of our blades, regardless if we are mounted or on foot.
He nods. He steps forward and tries to get a look at what he's hearing.
You hear chanting, you hear drums, and then as you get closer and closer, you hear a woman's scream.
So, William, being reckless and mixed with valorous, I'm gonna roll reckless to see if he just runs in. Or would I just roll valorous? Which one do you think, Bo?
That's pretty reckless to charging in, not knowing. Real reckless.
I mean, I think we know we're outnumbered, but by how many, who knows?
Yeah. Maybe not.
Because both of them work because they're going. Once the one screeds, he doesn't want to get killed, but I would do reckless.
Yeah.
You reckless.
So you're splashing through the swamp, and what you run up on is there's a empty tree with what looks to be a body tied to it, with red blood streaming down its neck, and you see 2 old women next to it, and you see a male right before this like naked figure, and it looks like they have just slit her neck. There's like blood running down, and they're chanting. And you did reckless.
Yep.
You do Edgar's awareness real quick here. He sees you. He turns around.
William, of course, as he bust out the woods and the swamp. In the name of the Lord and all that's holy, I demand that you stop.
Kind of turns around to all of you. By the great horned god, servants of Lucifer, destroy these men. Kind of turns to you guys, and I want each of you to make love God.
Well, did they follow me after I started running?
Oh no, I guess not. They don't have to follow if you don't want to.
No, he would have. I would have.
He
So you
would
guys
have. He, being valorous, he would have followed his reckless friend.
So each of you make love God. Tetnak, you're at a -2 for this as you were cursed. Samson, -2. Of course.
Yeah.
Of
That makes
course,
sense.
William got it.
So
Virgin.
as this guy turns on you, his visage is just hideous. He had on this like goat skull, and he raises his hands, and it's almost as if a dark power gathers around him. And Samson and Renier, you just are filled with visions of sorrow and shame and lust and all the awful things.
Keep lust out of that. Get him, William.
Yeah,
As they move forward, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, William.
yeah, William would just keep approaching with haste, wanting to split that sign of the devils of the horned skull in half as with a sword, and bring the Lord into the light.
You charge in. What are you other guys doing?
Samson will charge in as well. What are the two old ladies doing?
They both have daggers in their hands, and they're looking at you. And there's a person on the stump is just slumped over, lifeless.
Yeah, Renee would probably try to flank Edgar and stab him with his spear.
Seeing William and Rainier going after the demon thing, Samson starts heading towards the witches.
So Samson, Judith, Renier, you're going to flank Edgar.
Yep.
That should be open to an attack from Matilda. All right. Let's do William first. Let's do this little battle here first with these three people.
All right.
What?
Crit sword.
Nice.
Is that 30 damage probably?
What is it? Max damage?
Yeah.
5d6.
Mm-hmm.
What's Edgar got for a weapon?
Edgar has a big mace.
I'm trying to remember what happens on a crit if anything.
That's it.
Or is
That's
it a
it.
tie?
It's a success, but so Legree, why don't you go?
Can I impassion myself?
Yeah.
Love family for his sister being fucked up.
Yep. Boom. +5, eh?
Yeah, so +3 technically
You're
because
+3.
yeah.
Oh yeah. You got the curse.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. You're successful too. So, what we have here is you guys... he has a partial success, but he has no shield and he has no armor, so it really doesn't matter. So, he gets hit by both of you guys. William, you want to roll your damage first?
He gets max, right?
Spear?
Yeah.
And then
What's your max damage on your spear?
Well, I don't get max damage, but he does.
Oh, yeah. Let's do his first.
His is 5d6.
Yeah, it's 30.
Kills him. Tell me what it looks like.
So as he goes charging up, Rainier goes to the outside. And William is furious that he's late. Feels the power of the Lord in him. Goes charging up with his sword up high. And without giving Edgar the chance to think twice. Perhaps he caught him off guard. He wasn't expecting William just to keep charging in. Slams the sword down on the skull of the goat. Splits it, and in the process splits Edgar's head.
Yeah, as he's falling, Renee just like runs him through the back.
Tilda turns to you and points her dagger. She says, "A pox upon you! A pox upon you and your family!" Roll love of God.
Why does it have to be love of God? So I'm still impassioned, yeah?
Yeah. So you get what, a plus 3?
3. Well.
Ah, no! So she does this, and you feel sores open up on your face, Renier. Temporary, or until you get it cured, -5 to your app.
Oh yeah, he screams and grabs his
A
face.
pox upon you! She points the dagger at you, just... All right, Samson and Judith.
Samson,
what are you doing?
They make quick work of Edgar. He sees the witches in the first one using her devilish magic to cause Rainier to break out in swords. He goes, "The wrath of God is upon you," as he kind of swings his sword down on Judith to hopefully make quick work of the witch. Let's see, -2 and then +1 for Frankish steel. So -1.
Pretty good. She wins, actually, though. 5. Does that even do anything to you?
That doesn't block. My shield will block all that.
Yep, the shield block. So what does that look like? I'll just let you
So
describe.
as swing, she is surprisingly nimble for an old, creepy lady, and thrusts her dagger, and he kind of quickly brings his heater shield down, deflecting it away.
Round 2, what are you guys doing?
Stab again.
Yeah, Renee is just enraged and he charges Matilda. Tries to run her through with a spear.
That's a little bit better.
William.
Yeah, William would move in, probably engage as well with, I don't know, 50-50, which side he goes to. Probably Matilda, since the other one's already engaged. But he'll stand between them so he could turn and engage one if he has to.
Okay. So that's a success. And Matilda's going to try to just use her dagger this time here. And partial success. She doesn't beat.
Well, that was Samson.
This is Judith.
Yeah.
They're probably the same stat.
Did you roll your spear?
No.
No, this is me. I honestly, I forgot Matilda was still alive and that we were all just going to stab Judith to death, so I just rolled sword right away.
Oh, okay. Let me roll hers. Actually, she's going to do She's not going to do that. She's going to try to curse you. What does she have? Let's see what she has. Oh, this is a fun one. Ah, she missed it though.
Whew. I'll roll damage here real quick.
16. Pretty bad cut. What does that look like? And she's going to go to, I think that's less than half, a negative 10. She's at a negative 10 to her actions now. Oh, no.
As she opens her mouth to scream some sort of demonic, curse at Samson, he brings his sword down right on, the clavicle, cutting deep, and whatever she was going to scream turns into a, awful yell as blood spurts out and she falls. Clearly what appears to be a near mortal wound.
And Renier and William.
There's my roll for spear.
Yep. William, go.
Oh, you want me to go as well? All right.
You're attacking the same person, right?
Yeah.
So, what was her dagger?
It was
The
10,
dagger was
10
10.
off, yeah.
So she would actually beat both of you guys, it looks like.
No, she wouldn't beat Sim.
She rolled a 10. Oh.
Yeah.
She rolled a 5.
Yeah. She's 10 away, but she rolled a 5.
Yeah. Or was that because the dagger was for... Was that dagger for...
Oh, no, there was another roll. It was
She rolled higher than
Matilda.
both, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she beats us both then.
Yeah, will beat you both. So she'd try to stab William, but you would be able to apply your shield, so it's a partial success. Let me roll her damage. 14. Does any of that get through? I don't think probably some does. What's your armor plus shield?
Ring mail is 7.
7.
Yeah.
Shield should be 6, right?
I didn't add a shield in, so I'm assuming so.
I think shield 6. Do you guys know? I think it is.
Yeah, it's 6. I'll double check, but it's...
It's only one will get through. So just 1 damage.
Yeah, shield is 6.
All right, next round. You guys continuing?
Yep,
Yeah.
Samson's
yeah.
going to finish off Judith.
So, yeah.
Maybe, you never know. Nope, fumbled, dropped his sword.
Oh shit!
In the
Oh,
mug.
she's going to try her spell again. She keeps muttering, even after she uses all of her hate. Crit.
This
Does
is minus 10 though?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
So it's a 2.
It's a fail then.
Whew. She tries to curse, but just blood's coughing up.
Yeah. Maybe your hand, it's like all slippery from the swamp or something. All right, and the rest of you guys,
Yeah,
Renier and
he's going to continue to try to stab her to death, obviously.
he probably get it this time. 6.
Sim,
4.
she's gonna succeed again.
See,
Nope. Finally.
Yeah, it's a tie, so nothing happens.
No, I got a 6.
Oh, you got a 6. Yeah, you did roll higher. Good.
yep. Roll your damage. Oh man,
Nice.
that's probably a knockdown. Let me see here. She's gonna roll Dex. Nope, she stays up. She stays up, but she's at negative 10, just like the other one.
Yeah, he
I'm not
stabs
gonna
her in the belly.
Yeah.
He's just kind of pushing, trying to finish her off. Ah, kill you!
I'm not gonna make you guys finish these off. So just role play what it looks like as you're finishing them off, and then I'm gonna tell you what they say to you.
So yeah, I imagine they're both on the ground. Legree spears Matilda, and William would take a different approach besides the knife, knowing that they're witches. He steps on her face to put it into the water and waits for her to stop moving.
Yeah, she goes. You're too late.
Samson just takes his sword and, as Judith is almost bled out, drives it through her heart. May God be more merciful than I am. As he kind of just drives it through as far as he can, and the sword comes out like her backside.
For the witches, you guys each get 10. 10 glory. 10 glory. 10 glory.
And then, of course, William will take the broken skull of the goat to give to the Lord to prove that they defeated whatever it was.
But William, you hear a bubbling in the swamp behind you. As you turn around, something monstrous is rising from the muck.
Oh, hell.
Tell me what it looks like as you turn around. You see a giant goat demon with a spiked tail and hooves right behind you, William.
He would, of course, start praying to the Lord, hoping for salvation when he dies.
Give me an awareness.
No, Jesus.
Ah! No surprise round. So he starts running towards you through the swamp, William, with his horns lowered, and he tries to impale you with these things. Rah, 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 rah.
William,
like a big goat running through the...
Yes, William sees this thing charging out.
Oh.
And he's afraid. But he's... Because I get to hold my sword when I get attacked, right?
You what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what he's going to do is, as the beast is running at him, he's going to hold his sword out and brace it, hoping to use the beast momentum. Obviously for looks. Man goat. Who wants to fight this? Yeah.
That is a success. Roll your damage.
Or would that be just a parry, or would it be?
No, it
damage?
failed.
No, it failed. It got 18.
Oh, perfect. All right. Lowest roll ever.
Yeah, it's only 3 damage. This has 10 armor. So what happens is it kind of goes past you and you stab it.
Yeah, so he steps out and he tries to brace and use the ghost's momentum, but the goat kind of goes by and he gets a slice in, but nothing huge.
The rest of you guys doing?
Legree, with his face like bleeding from the sores, is like basically going berserker style, and he just charges it, and with his spear just tries to thrust it in under its armpit.
Do you have a check on Valorous yet?
No, because we just
Give
redid
yourself-
everything.
Give yourself a check on Valorous. If you guys are charging tonight, if Valorous. Yep, you don't have to roll. Just give yourself a check.
Yeah, it's 12.
All of us, or who?
Yep, unless it's over 15. 15 or over already.
Oh, it's already over 15. Mine's 17. So
Then you have to roll. You have to roll yours.
Oh, I'll happily roll mine.
I'll roll mine. He'll go charging in as well to kill this hell spawn.
Tech neck. Yep.
Damage.
Yep. Roll your damage. 17. Ooh, that's 7.
What the fuck?
Oh no.
You
Tim.
fucking coward.
Give yourself a check in cowardly.
Alright, I'm going to swing my sword. I'm still at -1, I assume.
Yep.
Or -2.
Give yourself a check in valorous too, by the way.
Yep. Well, that's a hit.
That's it. Roll your damage.
Nice.
Hey now.
-13. Let me see. 13 might be a knockdown. Nope. Knockdown's 15. He's big. Size 15.
Big boy.
Big boy. Yeah, he turns to Samson this time. And let me see what he's going to do. Let's see what... Yeah.
Poor Samson.
He's going to roll... Kind of looks at you being wounded. You wounded him the most, right?
I was what?
You wounded him the most?
I assume so.
Yeah.
I did 23 damage.
I
so
did
I'm gonna say yeah.
17. He did 23.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
13 damage. So, yep.
Oh no.
You might beat it, though. Love of God.
Let's find out. I don't know. My love of God ain't great.
He's already got one kid, thankfully.
Yes!
Yes!
By 1!
Yeah, he turns towards you and kind of bleeding. He goes down to one knee in the swamp, and you feel a tingling in your nether regions. And instead, you just like slice him across the throat or whatever. He starts to bleed more.
Despite the weakness, the power of his virility, and see this like almost imperceptible aura emanate from him as he, batters back whatever foul sorcery he's trying to put upon him.
Mm-hmm. Roll attack.
All of us.
Well, you people who passed the valorous.
Oh, we all did. Oh well. That's,
Someone
Wait,
else did.
Sim didn't. Yep. Samson gets to roll. Both Samson and Tetnek gets to roll damage. And that's death. He's gone. So it looks like you guys pile up on him and finish him off.
yeah, I would say Renee stabs him kind of in the side, kind of getting his attention while Samson finishes him off, probably.
As they're hacking away, he stabs deeply, and it kind of does a goat scream, similar to my screaming goat. And as he puts the spear deep into it, it kind of rears back and arches its back, and he just slices it across the throat, and before it can even react, he hacks again and again before the head eventually is separated from the body.
And as that happens, just you guys are standing in the swamp surrounded by dark red blood. And again, you can hear the sound of the swamp all around you.
Well, that thing was terrifying.
Are you okay, Rainier? You look worse for wear.
What does it look like?
It is not good. We need to get you to a priest or an abbot to see what Pox's curse has been put upon you.
We must burn the statue.
It's made of stone. We have to topple it. But first, then William will go up and untie the girl.
She slumps over lifeless into the swamp.
William will grab her, pull her away from the statue, and we need to knock it over and destroy it.
Agreed. I will help you.
To glory for destroying the statue.
And then William would...
We need to take these bodies back, and take this head back as a sign that we have destroyed the evilness that has plagued this land.
Leave the bodies. Take the innocent. I'll take the innocent good and carry her back. The
Put
other ones
her on the
stay.
horse.
No, I am taking these bodies back. Then they will be hung up as a sign to those who would turn away from the light of God. He kind of goes over to the horned, not the beast, but the Edgar, and takes the mask off to see, who it is behind the horned mask.
Yeah, just the dude. It's a blacksmith.
Yeah, Renee would help load the bodies onto the horses. Bring the girl so she can have a Christian burial.
On your way out, you pass the cabin as you take a easier way out of the swamp.
Yeah, Renee would kind of he puts his hand up. We should
Yeah,
see.
you just see a solitary woman out there, by herself, with a lantern.
Oh, he yells out, "What are you doing?"
Watching comings and goings in this swamp. They call me the White Lady. It seems that you did something glorious here.
We defeated the evil that has existed in this swamp for some years. These sorcerers and witches and devil worshippers will plague these lands no more.
That is good news. Although they never much bothered me. Farewell, the glorious knights.
Renee looks to Samson and William and then back to her and says, "And what is your business out here in the swamps? And why did they not bother you?"
You guys, I'm gonna give you another chance of folklore or fairy lore.
Away in hell.
Feeling good. Am I still at -2 or is that done?
The curse. Oh, that's done. That's
Am
done.
I still impassioned?
Yeah.
Well,
Nope.
if I get a 6, no.
Nothing.
No, we're
She
all
just thinks
stupid.
she's just some lady that lives out here by herself.
No way.
This would be a
I mean-
town matter to deal with her.
What if
I
she
asked-
is a witch? There were
This is
2
the
old
one that-
ladies?
You said you watch what happens here in the swamp, the comings and goings?
Of course.
If I ask you to, if this evil ever returns, to alert us to it, can I get your word that you will do so?
Of course.
Then I thank you. I have one last question. Were
Of
these
course.
3 the only ones involved in this witchery, or are there more?
There are always those who would heed the call of the Dark Prince. There will be more. But for now, the swamp is peaceful. I can hear the heartbeat of the stag, the pitter-patter of the feet of the rabbits, the crawl and slither of the worms and snakes, and the beating wings of the birds.
Then I pray that if this land runs foul again, you will seek us out so we may once again cleanse it of this evil.
She now you see she's like, she doesn't walk back into the little barn. She just like floats.
Samson kind of gives his two friends a look like, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but she doesn't appear, says to the friends, she does not appear to be an enemy, though I'm not quite sure what I would call her.
Well, if there's a future disturbance, perhaps we'll deal with her then.
Or
But
she will make us aware of a disturbance.
that is true. But it is a church matter to look into her. Not ours.
Very true. Let us return to the village and show them that we have freed them of this evil, and what happens to those that turn from God's will and glory.
Oh, you mosey on back to your horses and finally find a road that's a little more solid and make your way back into this muddy town. And what does it look like as you kind of walk in and see what Linda greets you at the door? She can see again. She actually runs up to Renier's horse and jumps up behind you, Renier.
Oh, sister. Can you
I
see?
can see.
Good.
My sight has been restored. God is great.
He frowns and they cast a pox upon me. Look at my face.
You turn around, she almost falls off the horse. You turn to face her. What happened to you, brother?
There were witches, and one cast a pox upon me. Call to God. Have him restore me. I will serve him.
Says a prayer. She looks at you. This is God's judgment, brother. Nothing happens. The wages of sin is death. You are being judged by your deeds with that maiden, I dare say. If this is to be healed, it will take time and penance, my brother. She kind of gives a laugh, not like a evil laugh, but a kind of a spiteful sister laugh.
He looks at her and says, we killed a demon.
This is out of my hands, brother. It is in the hands of our Lord God. His will works in mysterious ways.
He grimaces and doesn't say anything but glowers at her.
Theolinda, while your brother's road to recovery has just begun, this poor soul's has ended, and he points to the girl. I ask that you give it here a proper Christian burial so she can meet our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, Alma kind of runs out of her house and look at her face.
She's
Blank. She's got a blank face.
She has a
Yeah.
blank stare. And she starts to weep. And I'll let you guys kind of give me the role play as you leave this place. vanquished of evil, but one of you all the uglier, bringing back glory to Bastogne, but knowing that in the heart of the forest there are many dark places.
As the sacrificed lady is properly buried, he stands alongside, saying a prayer to the Lord. He also advises the constable or the village elder to burn the blacksmith's house to ensure no trace of evil remains, while also encouraging them to string up the two witches so the townsfolk can spit and curse their own curses upon them. And he makes sure to keep the horned demon's head in the sack, so when they do return to Bastogne, he can show off their deeds and be sure to hear the very pious Lady Rolinga of his deed of decapitating the monster and his devotion to God.
Anything else?
Renee is angered, and he will head straight back to Edelbrook. He doesn't say much to William and Samson, just gives them a nod. He doesn't say anything to Theolinda and does not ride with her and will not let her ride with him. She knows the way back home if she wants to come. He rides straight to Edelbrook and will stay there in solitude until he has to leave on a raid, bitter and cursing his sister and God.
Do you want to decrease your god by 1?
I think that would be appropriate.
Yeah!
And probably family too, because that's why he got impassioned to save her because he was mad, and then she turned on him. It's his opinion.
No, it's God.
Huh?
It's God. It's God's will.
Yeah. Well.
God kills babies.
Yep. That's
Kills
true.
babies. Kills fox.
True.
Fox people.
I lowered love family as well. So
Maybe you should. If you want, I'll let you increase a couple personality traits if you want. If you want to do like vengeful or something like that.
yeah, I think that
If
makes
you want
sense. Vengeful makes sense.
Proud.
Yeah. I'd say vengeful is a good one.
Okay. So increase vengeful, decrease forgiving.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll agree living up to the name. I think that's it then, huh? Anything else,
right.
William or Samson?
Nope. Step 1 into impressing Rolinga. Big ass demon head.
Cast it in bronze.
What table do I have to roll on to see if that chick got pregnant?
It's a D20, I'll tell you. It's in chapter 10.
Yeah, William would just curse himself for getting frozen in fear and of course say a prayer.
Did you give yourself a check and cowardly?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna stop the recording. That was a pretty long one, actually, wasn't it?
A lot of RP to start, and then we had to get them demons.
Fun.
Roll D20, I'll tell you what happened to
Okay.
your slut.
Nothing.
That's good.
She prego?
She is. He was one roll away from getting twins.
Oh!
Now, what's funny, if he would have been rich maintenance, he would have twins.
Even though she doesn't live with me?
All that matters is childbirth. And on the table, it is affected by your maintenance. So, like, I have rich maintenance, so I get +1 to childbirth, and I think also rearing. Let me check. But anyway, at 19 is a healthy child is born.
Next
You
winter
can do
phase.
it. You can do it now or you can wait. You can roll a 1d6. Odd as a female, even as a male.
I'll wait.
If you're feeling lucky.
I'll wait. This has not
Mark
been
it down, Mark.
This has not been a lucky.
Yeah. Childbirth, it's +1 for rich and +1 for child survival.
Yeah, so I'm just 0 because I took the normal maintenance because I didn't want to spend my money.
See, I took rich, so next time I go see Susanna before I go off to war.
So seeing as just like your concubine.
Yeah, until I get a wife, she'll do. She can hang out in the manor in Verdun, and you know, we'll see what I can inherit in Ardennes, if anything.
Renee's gonna do exactly what she feared. He's gonna take the baby and give it to Broomhilda or whatever as his wet nurse. He is spiteful as fuck now too.
Got the pox.
He is not gonna be so nice.
Are you even want to try to seek out to get it healed or no?
Yeah, but like, by whom?
An ancient healer. Got fairies. We got